Jiang Wuji, what's wrong? On a bus heading to an unknown destination, a blurry face suddenly leaned close, startling Jiang Wuji. He slapped back. Slap. Womp. The yellow-haired guy next to him covered his cheek, eyes full of grievance. Hey, what are you doing? This touch confirmed it. Not a dream. Could it be? He really transmigrated. Looking at the pitiful yellow-haired guy, Jiang Wuji couldn't help but think of the spirited youth from his past life. Dyed the most rebellious hair, but do the most cowardly things. With such a cowardly attitude, are you worthy of that wild hair color? The already aggrieved yellow-haired guy became even more wronged upon hearing this. It's natural, how can you blame me? Natural yellow hair. A foreigner. Transmigrated to a foreign country. I don't believe it. The yellow-haired guy raised an eyebrow, his expression gradually turning playful. I won't say who is white, you can see for yourself. White hair. Jiang Wuji's pupils trembled violently, and he dared not believe it as he glanced down at his shorts. Might as well take a look. Confused soul, confused spirit lives, confusion is most enchanting. The yellow-haired guy sneakily craned his neck to the side, as if confirming slap. How dare you? After being slapped again by Jiang Wuji, the yellow-haired guy looked like he was about to cry. Why did you hit me again? Nonsense. I don't even know you, and you're peeping at my privacy. How rude. You don't know me. The yellow-haired guy was stunned. I'm Gao Tianxiang. We're deskmates and roommates. Deskmate. Such a strange word. Jiang Wuji leaned in for a closer look. He saw clearly, but still didn't recognize him. He had no memory of this at all, and this guy's face was too blurry. Damn. Other transmigrators bring systems, how come he brought myopia? Where are my glasses? Gao Tianxiang's expression froze. You? Yesterday you were beaten by Lu Qi from the next class. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 punches. Your glasses were taken by him too. You didn't lose your memory, did you? Jiang Wuji. He rummaged through his backpack looking for clues about his identity. A stack of small booklets in hand, he opened them one by one. Poverty-stricken student subsidy certificate. I am already a poverty case in this life. Next, Lijiang City Love Orphanage. Lijiang City Love Orphanage, no parents. Next, Apprentice Beast Tamer Assessment Result. What does that mean? Daxia Beast Tamer Association, Lijiang Branch. Assessment failed. No money, no parents, no education. Transmigrated, but still a 3-0 youth. Pain. Too painful. What are these? He opened a few crumpled notes, and the words made his heart clench. Dormitory utility arrears notice, meal cards, subsidy application. Jiang Wuji clutched his chest, an 18-year-old youth. He couldn't even imagine being. After sighing for a moment, he resolutely accepted reality. Looking at Gao Tianxiang's concerned gaze, Jiang Wuji stepped forward and put his arm around his shoulders. Deskmate, right? Then are we good brothers? I've lost my memory of what was I like before. Gao Tianxiang rubbed his chin, temporarily unable to find a suitable adjective. Of course we're good brothers. But this, how to put it? You have a face that outshines the school heartthrob, but your beast-taming talent is garbage. Jiang Wuji immediately turned his head to look at the reflective bus window. Wow, what a magnificent, handsome face. This is true talent. With this face, those debts mean nothing. Good. Then tell me that little thing you're holding. Is that your beast? The bald little chick in Gao Tianxiang's hand seemed dissatisfied with Jiang Wuji's rude remark and opened its mouth to spit out a small flame. Pluck, pluck, pluck. Jiang Wuji dodged sideways. Whoa, a fire chicken. Impressive little guy. At this moment, if only he could light a cigarette, that would be even better. Not bad, your fire chicken has a bright future. Suddenly praised Gao Tianxiang's smile was uncontrollable. That's right. Our mentor said this grade fire chick has great potential. If fed well, it might evolve into its class giant winged species. Whenever the topic of his precious fire chicken came up, Gao Tianxiang couldn't stop boasting. From his words, Jiang Wuji gradually understood what kind of world this beast tamer continent. Everyone has their own beast. As the beast tamer's level increases, the rank and number of beasts also increase. And the condition of the beast's care became an important measure of the beast tamer's ability. Wait, Jiang Wuji had to interrupt the gushing Gao Tianxiang. I see everyone in this bus has a beast. Where's mine? Gao Tianxiang's excited expression suddenly turned awkward. Well, it's a long story. Jiang Wuji's eyebrows twitched, a bad feeling rising. Then make a long story short. Gao Tianxiang swallowed, gave a sheepish laugh. He'll tell you, but don't be mad. I won't be mad. Spit it out. We all attend the awakening ceremony at 16, but you didn't awaken. Ahem. When we turned 18, we awakened the beast space, but you still didn't awaken. Now we're almost junior beast tamers, and you still haven't awakened. Because you haven't awakened the divine beast power and spiritual power, you can't form a contract. Without a contract, how can you tame a beast? So you still have no beast to this day, and you never have. Hiss. Jiang Wuji leaned back in his seat, clutching his chest, as if his heart was about to stop, pain beyond breath. God had opened the window of good looks for him, but welded the door of beast-taming talent shut. Wait. If I'm like this, how could the Beast Tamer Academy let me study until now? Am I worthy? Gao Tianxiang glanced at Jiang Wuji's unreasonably handsome face and said enviously, let's set aside looks for a moment from a certain perspective. The Academy might think you have very high research and observation value. There have been others with delayed awakening. Maybe they're also waiting for you to suddenly evolve or mutate. Jiang Wuji's face grew darker. His only huge advantage was his looks, and he had to set that aside first. Little yellow hair. You have a death wish. Mutate. Evolve. Ding. Infinite Evolution Beast-System activated. Ding. Host Jiang Wuji successfully bound. Activate Divine Beast Power. Activate Spiritual Power. Activate Beast Space. Activate Beast. Also curing your myopia. Reward Mystery Gift Pack. Sent to Beast Space. Looking at the sudden set of otherworldly technology, the whole world became clear. Jiang Wuji was stunned for 3 seconds. So this is what it feels like to be the protagonist. This came far too suddenly. He still was not ready. After fumbling through the system interface and tapping around at random, he finally found the mysterious grand gift pack that had been mentioned earlier quietly waiting within his beast-taming space. A crisp chime sounded in his mind. A prompt appeared confirmed to open. Of course he would open it. What else would he keep it for? Could this system not be a bit more intelligent? Another chime followed at once. No. Excellent. He actually liked this kind of utterly brainless system. Still, that endless chiming was driving him crazy. His ears felt calloused from it. He grumbled, inwardly wishing he could change the notification sound. Open it. The instant he confirmed, a deafening blast of congratulatory sound crashed into his mind. Congratulations to the host for obtaining the system item Perfectly Ordinary Beast Evolution Codex 1. He nearly swore aloud. The sudden blast had almost scared the life out of him. He wished he could shut off the system's speakers altogether. After forcing his racing heart to calm down, he once again turned his gaze to the so-called Perfectly Ordinary Beast Evolution Codex. So this codex recorded the battle experience of corresponding contracted beasts, and from that experience one could obtain attribute points. Interesting. Battle experience. So that meant beast and beast combat, did it not? Then he could absorb those attribute points through the codex and use his infinite evolution system to allocate them for evolution. In other words, as long as he kept fighting, the exhilaration would never end. Simple and straightforward. He liked it that way. The only flaw was that up to this very moment he did not possess a single proper contracted beast. Wait. That little yellow-haired guy's lighter-colored flame chicken actually seemed pretty good. Gao Tianxiang. At the sound of his name, Gao Tianxiang shuddered from head to toe. A sly chuckle escaped him. We agreed before. No hard feelings, remember. We're brothers, all brothers. Jiang Wuji patted Gao Tianxiang's shoulder, his eyes filled with laughter. I'm already this much of a loser, and you still call me brother. Gao Tianxiang's voice softened. Don't worry. Once I awaken in the future, I'll make sure you're not treated Gao Tianxiang waved his hands repeatedly. No, that's not necessary. If it weren't for your outrageous looks, there wouldn't be so many girls trying to get in touch with me, and just by sending them handsome photos of you, I've been making a killing. Look, here's another request for a shot of your abs. Same old deal, 50-50 split. You get 100, I get 100. Everyone's happy. Jiang Wuji nearly spat out his breath. This little yellow-haired brat was practically a middleman for his looks. And what did that make him? Jiang Wuji's eyes went blank. He could not bring himself to face the hundreds of gigabytes of handsome photos of him stored in Gao Tianxiang's phone. It felt as if the sky were collapsing. What on earth had he been doing with his life before? The morals of the world had truly declined. The sight was appalling. He snatched Gao Tianxiang's phone with a sharp motion and, bracing himself, opened the photo album. But then he paused. The photos. He drew in a breath. These shots were remarkably artistic. He had never noticed. This yellow-haired kid was actually quite perfect. Each photo looked like a polished publicity still of a celebrity, in no way inferior to those million-credit shots from his previous life. Only after he had scrolled through the entire album, even glancing over the hidden study materials, did Jiang Wuji finally breathe a sigh of relief. Fortunately, he had not strayed onto a truly wrong path. Otherwise, this life would have been ruined. Exhaling a long breath, Jiang Wuji suddenly clamped a firm hand on Gao Tianxiang's shoulder. You've got skill, kid. Jiang Wuji's eyes gleamed. Raise the price, 1,000 per shot. Gao Tianxiang was stunned. Come on, big bro. Being able to sell them for 200 already depends entirely on your looks. 1,000 would be treating those girls like fools. Jiang Wuji adjusted his hair in the reflection of the car window, admiring his own face. It really was handsome. A pretty boy without real strength can only show off at noon. Before I relied on looks. From now on, his gaze sharpened. I'll rely on strength. My strength is worth that price. Don't worry, raise it. Gao Tianxiang gave an awkward laugh. Stop joking. I know exactly how strong you are. Even my family's chicken is stronger than you. Jiang Wuji snapped, how dare you? With a single authoritative point of his finger, Jiang Wuji directed a suppressive force toward Gao Tianxiang, making the flame chicken in Gao's arms tremble all over. The little beast clucked in alarm as a faint aura of divine beast-taming power flared around Jiang Wuji, leaving Gao Tianxiang utterly stunned. "Seriously, you actually awakened?" Gao Tianxiang blurted in disbelief. Jiang Wuji withdrew the divine beast-taming power, gently stroking the terrified flame chicken. "Relax. From today onward among the beast tamers of Daxiao, there will be a place for me, Jiang Wuji." The charisma radiating from him inside and out made Gao Tianxiang shiver. Beast tamers, those were the pillar guardians of Daxiao. The boast was enormous. Gao Tianxiang sniffed inwardly. "You've only barely awakened your divine beast-taming power. Do you even have a beast-taming space?" Jiang Wuji arched a brow. So this kid did not want his brother driving a luxury car. This little yellow-haired one truly had rebellion in his bones. "Then I'll just confiscate your flame chicken." A glowing circle appeared beneath Jiang Wuji's palm on the verge of drawing the frank flame chicken into his beast-taming space. Gao Tianxiang's expression shifted dramatically. "Wait, don't." Jiang Wuji's hand paused for an instant, giving Gao Tianxiang just enough time to hurriedly recall his flame chicken back into his beast-taming. "Big brother, now I really believe you've lost your memory. That move you tried just now is a method that harms the enemy by 800 and yourself by 1,000. You must never—" "Jiang truly doesn't understand beast-taming," Jiang Wuji admitted. "Explain it to me." Gao Tianxiang sighed. "Big brother, you've forgotten everything a little too between beast tamers of the same rank. If you forcibly drag another person's contracted beast into your own beast taming space, at best you'll suffer backlash to your spiritual power and destabilize your space. At worst, the space collapses and the beast tamer themselves may be crippled." "Oh, there's such a rule," Jiang Wuji mused. "Then what about your flame chicken? If it were forcibly pulled into my beast taming space, what would happen?" Gao Tianxiang was speechless. How had the worst student in class ended up acting as a remedial teacher? "It's protected by my spiritual contract. It would relentlessly attack your beast-taming space. In short, if you're the same rank, it will never end well for you," Gao concluded. Jiang Wuji understood at last, so that was the crucial point. "But if my rank is higher than yours," Jiang Wuji reasoned, "then I could forcibly take in your flame chicken, erase your spiritual contract, and make it my own, couldn't I?" Gao Tianxiang shuddered. All those morality and law classes he had taken might as well have been for nothing. "Big brother, we can mess around, but we can't stray onto that sort of thing is what cultists do. Let's walk the right path, okay? I'm still young. I don't want to end up in trouble with you." Jiang Wuji's mouth twitched. Was everyone on this beast-taming continent really this morally upright? In the novels he'd read before, weren't rare treasures, beauties, and powerful beasts all taken by whoever had the strength? How could anyone improve if no one seized opportunities? Suppressing the restless thoughts in his heart, Jiang Wuji could only continue asking questions. "Then tell me properly, what are the legitimate ways to obtain contracted beasts?" After fiddling with his phone for a while, Gao Tianxiang handed the information to Jiang Wuji. "Here, it's all here. Take a look and see if it jogs your memory. But I suggest you start from the beginning since the purchase channels are tied to your beast tamer rank." Jiang Wuji scrolled through the phone screen, feeling his brain begin to tingle. The beast tamer ranks were 10 levels in total: apprentice, beginner, intermediate, advanced, master, grandmaster, lord, monarch, emperor, and the legendary saint sovereign. Beasts advanced based on their tamer's nurturing ability, and different species had different talents. Yet across the beast tamer continent, two conflicting voices echoed in every nation. There are no worthless beasts, only worthless tamers. A beast's potential is limited. Oh, what does that have to do with the tamer? This touched upon the issue of the talent and potential of both the tamer and the beast. This division also led to different purchase channels during Daxia's compulsory education. Students who initially awakened their divine beast power were provided their first beast for free, but its potential was generally great. After awakening their beast space, they could purchase a second beast through the Academy's breeding centers, with potential generally ranging from grade to grade. For 80% of students, due to limited financial and energy resources, they rarely trained a second beast at this stage. Another 15% of students came from wealthy families with vast resources and no shortage of money. The final 5% were exceptionally talented beast tamer prodigies. These individuals possessed innate spiritual strength. Even without money, the Academy would fully fund the training of their second beast. As for channels outside the Academy, some required money, while others required beast tamer rank certification. The Imperial Beast Tamer Association free, but if you were weak, you didn't deserve a good beast. The high-end auction houses under various family powers, no certification needed, but if you were poor, you weren't even allowed through the door. Putting down his phone, Jiang Wuji felt a tightness in his chest. The little booklet he had just looked at seemed to indicate he hadn't passed even a single level of certification. In other words, he wasn't even a beast tamer. He was just an ordinary person. After confirming this by pulling the booklet out of his bag again, he finally gave up hope. He didn't even have the qualifications to become an apprentice beast tamer. Wait, It wasn't possible before, but it should be now, right? A thought stirring in his mind, Jiang Wuji nudged Gao Tianxiang beside him. To become an apprentice beast tamer, do you just need to have both the divine beast power and the beast space, say? Gao Tianxiang shook his head, adopting the air of a beast tamer master as he instructed Jiang Wuji. The primary condition for an apprentice beast tamer is to first have a beast and successfully form a spiritual contract with it. Secondly, you need to use the commands from the spiritual contract to make the beast successfully pass several tests set by the certifier. As for the beast space, that's part of the beginner beast tamer exam, which includes timed summoning beast combat and forced recall. Seeing Gao Tianxiang speak so authoritatively, Jiang Wuji mentally labeled this new friend as a top student. Indeed, you can't judge a book by its cover. This blonde kid actually had some brains. Now he knew where to get the first beast for his beast tamer career. He would go to the school to claim the grade beast he should have received upon awakening his divine beast power. With a long horse's neigh, the bus came to a steady stop. What the heck? He thought the academy bus was electric-powered, but he never expected it was horse-powered. With a long horse's neigh, the bus came to a steady stop. What the heck? He thought the academy bus was electric-powered, but he never expected it was horse-powered. Alright. What a beast world with job opportunities everywhere. Truly wonderful. As he turned around, magnificent buildings came into view, and on the grand archway at the academy entrance, the 7 golden characters, Lijiang City Beast Tamer Academy, gleamed brilliantly. Such impressive architectural complexes could probably only rival the world's top-tier university towns back on Blue Star. Jiang Wuji took out his student ID, then looked at his financial aid certificate. No wonder he hadn't been expelled all this time. This school was clearly not short on money. The cost of supporting him was probably less than what they spent on raising a single-grade beast. That stung, my dear academy. Xiangzi, are you sure I went to elementary school here? Gao Tianxiang pointed to several golden domes in the eastern distance of the academy. Of course, that's the elementary division, symbolizing the rising sun in the east. And to the north, the middle school division. These are all part of Lijiang City's free compulsory education. We're in the south now, which is the actual Beast Tamer Academy. It's all paid tuition after the age of 16. Seeing that Gao Tianxiang hadn't mentioned the west side, Jiang Wuji couldn't help but ask, what about the red buildings in the west? Gao Tianxiang turned his head to look around, and only when he saw no one was paying attention did he whisper, people call it the Sunset Red Senior Club. From the various academy deans down to the instructors, breeding masters, security guards, and so on, they all live there. Oh, and cultivating spirit plants and raising beasts are all done over there. Aren't you going to claim your grade beast? Come on, they'll take you. Jiang Wuji felt a surge of emotion towards the warm and friendly Gao Tianxiang. The customs and people here were truly different from Blue Star. They all seemed so optimistic, full of vitality. The two walked westward along the neat red brick path, and almost everyone they passed turned their heads to look at Jiang Wuji. But their gazes held only pure appreciation for his appearance without any hint of contempt for his poor beast-taming talent. This puzzled Jiang Wuji deeply. Xiangzi, are people here always this friendly? Not really. What do you mean? My beast-taming talent is so garbage, won't people look down on me? No. Mocking the weak is the most pathetic behavior, okay? Of course our jokes and teasing don't count. If anyone in the academy dares to mock or target you maliciously, someone stronger will definitely step up and teach. Beast tamers settle things through beast battles. That's the tradition. So if you help an old lady who fell on the street, will she try to extort money from you? Don't even mention it, it has happened. Gao Tianxiang covered his face and laughed. Not only was she fined, but that old lady was also made to lie on the street for 3 days with her entire family standing by as punishment. They lost all face, and later the neighbors despised them so much that they were collectively voted out of Lijiang City. For a moment, Jiang Wuji's spirit, once warped by social compromises, felt a spring-like healing. But after 3 seconds of healing, he realized something was wrong. Didn't you just say I was beaten up by Lu Qi from the next class yesterday? What's the story there? Gao Tianxiang's expression changed, and his eyes instinctively rolled upwards. Are you sure you want to hear it? I think it's better to forget about it. After all, only the 3 of us know about this. That punch you took, even though he was in the wrong, you were partly Jiang Wuji couldn't help but clench his fists again, knuckles cracking. With this temper of mine, if you keep beating around the bush, don't blame me for exposing your study materials. You actually like. Gao Tianxiang immediately pulled out a 100 yuan bill as hush money. Brother, don't drag family into this. A waifu is still a wife. After receiving the hush money, Jiang Wuji waved his hand with great magnanimity. I understand. After all, a 2D wife won't cheat on you. Safe and sound. Gao Tianxiang stumbled, nearly tripping over himself. Bro, stop messing around. Daxia is a monogamous society. Adultery is against the law. It's serious? That's common sense. Hearing this, Jiang Wuji became intrigued. Oh, then what if someone doesn't get married but dates 70 or 80 girlfriends at the same time? Gao Tianxiang sucked in a cold breath and raised a hand to pinch his own philtrum. Bro, I give up. Are you some kind of lawless lunatic? Can't you think on the brighter side? Infidelity and disloyalty are major flaws in one's character. If something like this happens, forget the law. Even the Beast Tamer Association will blacklist you. Free love is fine, but isn't it possible to take it one at a time? Especially with your invincible talent, you've got to take it easy. Jiang Wuji flashed an enigmatic smile. After all, who falls in love after time? It costs effort, money, and energy. Being a single noble is the ultimate destination for a good man. You can look at whichever pretty girl you want. Stop going off topic. What's going on with Lu Qi? Come on, spill it. Gao Tianxiang walked with his head down, awkwardly rubbing his face. After hesitating for a long while, he said tactfully, free love, you know. Lu Qi is a bit bent. After confessing to you, you mercilessly stabbed his heart, and in the end, he gave you a bunch of little punches on your chest. He also snatched your glasses and kept them as his lifelong treasure. Ugh. Jiang Wuji leaned against a tree by the street and vomited violently. My damn curiosity. Why the hell did I have to dig deeper? What a sin. Gao Tianxiang patted Jiang Wuji's back while clicking his tongue. I told you forgetting it would be better. Look at you just had to ask. At least only the three of us know about this. He won't blabber it around, rest assured. The walk felt unbearably long. Although he had no recollection of Lu Lin, it exerted an unparalleled psychological pressure on him. Don't let me ever run into him. Otherwise he'll definitely. Alright, don't you dare go beat up Lu Lin. What if he thinks you've changed your mind? Gao Tianxiang's timely reminder twisted Jiang Wuji's face into a mask of madness. Shut up. Don't ever mention those two words again. Alright, it's all bad karma. Jiang Wuji leaped up in fury, grabbed Gao Tianxiang by the neck, and shook him violently. Shut your mouth. Amid their roughhousing, Jiang Wuji's decayed soul gradually began to blossom anew. A man remains a boy until death. Wang Zilu, the supervisor of trainee class 7, rushed to the breeding center the moment he learned that Jiang Wuji had suddenly awakened divine beast control power and the beast. Watching the refined and polite tutor riding a rugged wild boar at full speed, Jiang Wuji's perception was once again shattered. Whoa, this wild boar man is our class supervisor. Ahem. Gao Tianxiang covered for him and hurried forward to explain. Tutor Wang, don't be mad. He got injured yesterday and lost his memory. His head isn't working so well now. Wang Zilu was startled and quickly jumped off the boar to show concern. How did he get hurt? Where? Gao Tianxiang pointed at Jiang Wuji's chest. The hit landed here. Maybe his heart was broken, and after falling it seems he also injured the back of his head. That one phrase, heart broken, instantly reminded Jiang Wuji of that fateful entanglement. In a rage, he grabbed Gao Tianxiang's neck and shook him violently again. Hurt your damn heart. Shut up. Seeing Jiang Wuji's abnormal fury, Wang Zilu was almost certain the boy had brain damage. Mania. After a while of calming him down, Wang Zilu decided to take Jiang Wuji to see a doctor first. You're Mr. Wang, right? I'm telling you seriously, I'm not sick. Wang Zilu sighed. Those with brain problems never admit they're sick. No problem, definitely sick. Gao Tianxiang, who hit Jiang Wuji. Before Gao Tianxiang could respond, Jiang Wuji erupted again, strangling him fiercely. The murderous look in his eyes seemed to say, if you dare to speak, you're dead. Hey. Student Jiang Wuji, calm down. The teacher won't ask anymore. Let go of student Gao Tianxiang. That's right. Take a deep breath. Asking about this triggered a stress reaction. Jiang Wuji didn't want to waste time with the teacher and immediately demanded to apply for a replacement beast. Wang Zilu didn't hesitate and immediately took the two of them to complete the procedures. But while Jiang Wuji was choosing his beast, he secretly reported to the medical department's tutor. I have a student who seems to have suffered mental trauma. Not only did he awaken divine beast control power, but also the beast space at the same time. That's right. He's lost his memory. And whenever you say he's sick, he goes into a fit. He's extremely irritable. Come quick. Bring more people. At that moment, Jiang Wuji's eyes were gleaming at the college's adoption board, which displayed various frank potential beasts. Also damn cute. So fun. Among them was the same model of fire chicken that Gao Tianxiang had. Name flame chicken. Species small fowl. Temperament combative irritable. Attribute fire. Potential frank. Talent flame devouring, can absorb fire elemental energy from flames to grow. Skill fire chicken charge, coats the body with fire element and charges at enemies. Note, if successful it crows arrogantly, if it fails it tends to lose control and fight to the death. Beast tamers with weak mental strength should choose carefully, as it can easily lose control and cause mental backlash. Whoa, Xiang's bald chicken is actually pretty strong. So it wasn't featherless, it can turn flames into feathers. Not bad at all. Swiping to the next page, he saw a breeding review with 99 comments. Jiang Wuji's eyes lit up. This public commentary system was great. Extremely valuable reference. Let me take a look. Trainee class 3 Gao Ming, so happy. Finally got my first beast. Love it to death. Boiling water in the dorm and having midnight barbecues is super convenient. Highly recommend. 30 days of breeding supplementary review. Damn, am crying. This chicken burns money like crazy. I have to feed it fire crystals every day. Now I'm dead broke. My girlfriend dumped me. Brothers enter with caution. Brothers enter with caution. Jiang Wuji pulled out the only 200 yuan from his pocket, looked at it silently, put it back. What's the most important thing about raising a baby? Spending little money. With a swipe of his hand, he dismissed it. Next. Upon seeing the second-grade beast, Jiang Wuji's mouth twitched. Explosive toad. Just hearing this name is enough to know how disgusting it is. How could it possibly match his refreshing and handsome otherworldly looks? Hiss. This toxin attack can also paralyze. Quite impressive. Quite impressive. But that's not enough. No matter how powerful, it can't compare to its ugliness. Get lost. The third one. Iron Claw Ferret. This one looks okay, not that ugly. It can burrow underground for surprise attacks, and its attack power is decent. It can even let out foul gas to repel enemies. This cannot be allowed. How smelly could that be? No, absolutely not. Get lost. The fourth one. Sliding Vine Spirito. Isn't this the Yamia butterfly? Uft. Anyone who can raise such a creature must be a pure psychological pervert. In his previous life, having seen the Tentacle series, Jiang Wuji didn't even look at its attributes and immediately swiped away. His pure heart cannot withstand even a hint of pollution. Huh. Too much. The fifth one. Steel-maned wild boar. My dream is to become a beast master of the Great Xia, traversing the world and expanding territories. Can this thing even be ridden? An image of the pig hero Wang Zilv galloping flashed in Jiang Wuji's mind. No way, no way. Since Teacher Wang has already taken the position, let's just forget it. This aesthetic sense is truly unbearable. The sixth one. Rock Armored Snail. Ugh. That defense is impressive. Attack power. None. Are you serious? Isn't raising this thing just asking to be beaten? Does anyone really raise it? Flipping to the next page, Jiang Wuji opened the breeding evaluation again. To his surprise, this rock-armored snail received nothing but positive reviews. Although it has no attack power, its defensive attributes are maxed out, and many people keep it as their second defensive beast. Most importantly, this rock-armored snail is very easy to take care of. It requires almost no extra spending, just dirt and water to feed it. Wow, incredible. Jiang Wuji grinned as he pulled out 200 yuan from his pocket. Too much. It's impossible to spend it all. Just as Jiang Wuji was about to take action, he suddenly withdrew his hand. No way. What if there are better options later? He put the 200 yuan back in his pocket, deciding to save it for later. The 7th, 8th, 23rd, 37th. Jiang Wuji, who was already overwhelmed, flipped through more than 100 options, feeling numb. Too many. There's no way to finish this. Just when he was about to give up and go back to choose the rock-armored snail, a peculiar beast caught his eye. Oh dear, can this lump of black dung really be considered a beast? Once again, aroused by curiosity, Jiang Wuji clicked on the details. Name: Mud Monster. Race: Earth Spirit. Clan: Personality: Quiet, dull. Attribute: Earth. Semifluid, mud-like life. Form: Potential: Grade: Talent: Invisibly. Body: Can change into any shape. Can devour any earth-based materials to grow by itself. Skill: Mud Strangulation. Pulls opponents into its body to suffocate them to death. Note: Mud Monster can only strangle opponents smaller than itself. Jiang Wuji blinked, and although the image of the Mud Monster was lacking, it had a high cost-performance ratio. At worst, he could just mold it into shape, change its form. The more he thought about it, the more plausible it seemed. Oh, why did it feel like this thing might have great potential? To confirm his intuition, Jiang Wuji flipped to the next page to check the breeding evaluations. Intern Class 12 Yi Fan. The overall attribute panel is very comprehensive, no weaknesses. Raising it is also particularly economical. It's just that this thing is very hard to control, and it feels like having it means not having it at all. It doesn't even acknowledge me. Intern Class 6. Sure, how very worry-free. Intern Class 8 Chu Phone. I pave the way for future generations. No more words needed. A must-have for slackers. Hiss. This mud monster seems to match perfectly with his Infinite Evolution System. The rock-armored snail can only take hits and cannot fight. It's a bit difficult to have the evolution chart absorb attribute points. But this one is different. The mud monster is also easy to raise and is a hexagonal data warrior. Although it is not strong in any aspect, it has no obvious weaknesses, and it seems it can handle a couple of moves with anyone. Later, if he adds some points to it, it might evolve. A surefire point-collecting monster. This is truly feasible. This is the one. Just as Jiang Wuji was about to raise his hand to press the confirm button, two people in white coats suddenly blocked the screen on either side. Jiang Wuji, don't be nervous. We are here to do a checkup for you. I'm not sick, really not sick. How many times do I have to tell you before you believe me? Seeing that the two doctors were determined to take him away today, he could only sigh. Fine. If I'm sick, then so be it. I'm going to choose a beast now. Can you wait until I make a spirit contract with it before you take me away? Only then did the two doctors nod and step aside from the screen. Jiang Wuji pressed the confirm button and a handprint appeared on the screen. Please prepare for the spirit contract. Please engrave the spiritual seal. Hiss. This. He looked up at the two doctors in white coats and smiled. May I ask, how do the two attending physicians establish the spirit contract? I forgot. Clang. The two doctors stumbled and inadvertently lifted Jiang Wuji up. Student, let's first go to the hospital for an examination. Right. If I really can't remember, I'll ask your teacher Wang to teach me again. Gao Tianxiang also shouted, waving his hand. Big brother, just take a break, you've forgotten everything way too cleanly. Jiang Wuji was being carried in midair looking utterly disheartened. I'm really not mentally ill. When we know. It's just a routine check, don't resist, okay? What will happen if I resist? Jiang Wuji raised an eyebrow. Suddenly a thorny vine poked out from the sleeve of the white coat, making Jiang Wuji feel tense. If you resist, you'll be treated as mentally ill. This is called the anesthesia vine. It'll tie you up first, then transfer you. Transfer to where? To the Great Xia Mental Hospital, Lijiang branch. Do they pull out the elastic bands from the underwear to make slingshots to shoot your family's windows? The two doctors were dumbfounded. My goodness. You actually said something like that. He truly is quite ill. Of course. It's quite serious. Jiang Wuji sighed to the heavens. What on earth did he learn in Blue Star? Anyone would be treated as mentally ill. It seems he'll have to get another certificate in the future. He wonders if mental patients in this world are liable for criminal acts. There's hardly any room left for him to explain. Better to be silent when silence is called for. A depression certificate is better than a mental illness certificate. At least he won't be taken away. Half a day later, Jiang Wuji, who hadn't spoken a second word, was sent back to the academy. After returning to class, the two accompanying doctors reminded Wang Zilv repeatedly to pay close attention to the patient's condition, fearing Jiang Wuji might become depressed and commit suicide. This matter quickly spread to the nearby classes. Although Jiang Wuji unexpectedly awakened the power of divine beasts and the beast space, the girls were still quite saddened for a while. That's depression. He's not happy anymore. Future photos will have no smiles, feeling sorry for the little brother Wuji. This also made the mysterious person who attacked Jiang Wuji a target of criticism from many girls. The next day, an apology letter and a pair of black-rimmed glasses appeared on Jiang Wuji's desk. This was sent by Gao Tianxiang on behalf of Lu Qi after his Sigh. What is love in this world? Just halfway through, Gao Tianxiang was choked by Jiang Wuji, quickly begging for mercy. I'm going to die, big brother, huh? Aren't you going to open it and take a look? I feel like he truly regrets it. If he hadn't impulsively said those words back then, none of this would have happened today. Sigh. There's a kind of love called letting go. If one does not die in silence, they will explode in silence. Suddenly transforming into an irritable supreme treasure, Jiang Wuji jumped up and started a wild beating. Hit. Head. Xiangzi stood up to tidy his messy yellow hair, still emotionally stable. This love, not recognized by the world. He summoned the roasted turkey from the beast space. If you're not going to look, I'm going to burn it. Let the past turn to ash and drift away with the wind. Wait. Gao Tianxiang patted the turkey's head, its cheeky expression quite gossipy. You are ultimately curious, aren't you? I knew it. Come on, let's take a look together. With that, he stretched his neck and sat beside Jiang Wuji. Hurry up and open it. As he swallowed, Jiang Wuji trembled and picked up the folded envelope. Lu Qi transferred schools out of guilt, something he never expected. This classmate Wan, whom he had never met, truly. Damn it. Rip. After a flurry of tearing, a card suddenly fell out of the envelope. What's this? Gao Tianxiang glanced at it. A cafeteria meal. Maybe he thought you wouldn't accept money directly, so giving you a meal card is reasonable. After years of friendship, he still can't let you go. Sigh. Jiang Wuji turned to throw it into the trash, but hesitated for a moment, and suddenly asked, can this thing be withdrawn? Refunds need to be processed by the person themselves. You can't withdraw it. Jiang Wuji looked distressed, and simply tossed the card to Gao Tianxiang. It would be better to give cash directly. How troublesome. Forget it. Since he was a friend in the past, let's consider this a shared expense among the three of us, and use it to— Don't you have his number? Tell him I accepted the money, and he should behave well, and be a proper man from now on. If we meet again in this lifetime, I hope he is straight. If he's still bent, I'll kill him. Putting away the meal card, Gao Tianxiang happily took out his phone to send a private— He forgave you, but you have to straighten up, otherwise he will kill you later. He accepted. Of course. Just look at whose idea. It was a very safe. He even split half with me. You bastard. You took my money and accepted his too. It's a legitimate service fee. You are you, and he is he. Since he has already transferred, he should focus on his cultivation and really straighten up, otherwise I don't want to see you again. You and the other party are not yet friends. Gao Tianxiang was furious. He even blocked me. Jiang Wuji chuckled. Are you acting as a middleman to profit again? Cough. Did you discover that? I knew you were a pimp long ago. Amnesiac, not mentally impaired. Your family conditions aren't that great, yet you raise a money-burning turkey. You haven't let go of a single opportunity to make money in the whole school. Your family conditions aren't that great, yet you raise a money-burning turkey. You haven't let go of a single opportunity to make money in the... Please open the Apprentice Beast Tamer Handbook. This semester is about to end, and you are about to become junior beast tamers. Today we'll quickly review from the beginning. It's just right that Jiang Wuji has amnesia, so he can recall with us. Thank you, Teacher Wang. Jiang Wuji stood up and bowed. No need. There's no need for such formality between us teachers and students. To be honest, old Wang is quite nice, and indeed possesses the qualities of a good teacher. Reviewing is reviewing, unlike some old hag who under the pretext of not wasting everyone's time privately calls people for paid reviews and pressuring for exam questions. Purely a shameless person. As Wang Zilu explained, Jiang Wuji gradually sat up straight. Although he could only understand 1 or 2%, it didn't affect his thirst for new knowledge, living and learning. Since he's here, he must outdo these complacent kids. Let them experience what it means to become accomplished in 3 years and a god in 5. The content of the Apprentice Beast Tamer Handbook mainly covers the foundational theoretical knowledge of cultivating divine power, expanding beast space, enhancing spiritual strength, and establishing spiritual contracts. Exactly the knowledge Jiang Wuji yearned for the most. After all, he had the system in hand beasts in school, yet this knowledge was the only thing he couldn't connect. In order to quickly master playing with mud, Jiang Wuji dove headfirst into the ocean of knowledge, diving fiercely. During the lunch break, Jiang Wuji read, while eating, determined not to waste any time. Beside him, Gao Tianxiang, who had just finished eating and was feeling high on sugar, was slumped over the desk, his eyelids drooping. Bro, do you have to work so hard? We're still in the apprentice class. Are you preparing for the postgraduate entrance exam? The history textbook stated that the history of the beast tamer continent had exceeded 1 billion years, but the verifiable historical civilization was less than 8,000 years. For thousands of years, the beast tamers of the Great Xia fought bloody battles with fierce beasts, leading to the stable life we have today. Currently, there are a total of 47 countries that have joined the Beast Tamer Alliance. This means that the vastness of the beast tamer continent likely exceeds people's imagination, and the alliance formed by these 47 countries is simply clustered together on the same continent. If this were compared to the continental map distribution of Blue Star, wow, a frog at the bottom of a well can't even imagine. Jiang Wuji put down the book in his hand. Xiangzi, do you know? Jiang Wuji. What a useless thing, eat until full, and how to get into the Imperial Capital Academy. Forget it. I should go to the Sunset Red Club to find Wang Zilu. At this moment, Wang Zilu was also snoring in the dormitory, and Jiang Wuji's initiative to seek guidance caused tears of excitement to flow from his confused eyes. Good. I have been in the profession for over 40 years, and have never seen such an ambitious student. Jiang Wuji was utterly astonished by the fervent Wang Zilu. How many? Over 40 years. In his eyes, Wang Zilu was at most 30 years old. If he had been teaching for over 40 years, wouldn't he be celebrating his 60th birthday now? And those female mentors exuding a mature aura. Holy crap. A 60-year-old rookie mentor and a bewitching seductress starting at 100. And those female mentors exuding a mature aura. Holy crap. A 60-year-old rookie mentor and a bewitching seductress starting at 100. Wouldn't the security guard sunbathing at the school gate be the ultimate sweeper monk? Holy shit. No wonder these people couldn't get competitive. He was still too naive. At 60, you're just reaching the age to strive. Who would bother competing? Taking a deep breath, Jiang Wuji immediately bowed. Sorry for disturbing your rest, teacher. I'll take my leave. Thank you, teacher. Goodbye. Hold on. It's no trouble. Not a disturbance. No bother at all. Wang Zilu pulled Jiang Wuji into his dorm, tidied up a bit, and said excitedly, Come, let me teach you how to establish a spiritual... Wang Zilu raised his hand and traced 3 different contract imprints, introducing each to Jiang Wuji. The first is this golden scale imprint, the equal contract for mutual growth. It's the most suitable contract for us beast tamers. The second is the blood-red shackle imprint, the servitude contract used to forcibly enslave a beast, ideal for those innately aberrant bloodthirsty creatures with poor obedience. Then there's a common method used by unscrupulous individuals for seizure and plunder. Though we don't practice it, you must know it. Remember, kindness is our core, but when we encounter evil, we must never yield. Jiang Wuji immediately straightened up. This moral compass was spot on. Straight to the point. Good. The third. Here Wang Zilu paused, and an involuntary trace of sorrow flickered in his eyes. It's called the sacrificial contract, a last resort when your own end approaches, or when your beast is on the verge of death. Some beasts will voluntarily sacrifice themselves to protect their tamer. For those too severely injured, the tamer must personally send them on their final journey. But this contract also has another reversed usage, sacrificing oneself. Jiang Wuji's pupils contracted as he stared at the purple-black vortex. A beast tamer, sacrificing themselves, eh? Wang Zilu sighed. Yes, when some beast tamers are dying they entrust all their power to their beast, thus completing. This has been the 1,000-year legacy of our great Xia beast tamers. Those beasts have become the guardian beast kings of our nation. The same goes for the unclaimed beasts in the great Xia Beast Tamer Association. Jiang Wuji was deeply shaken. What kind of resolve would it take to do such a thing? No wonder the Beast Tamer Association didn't charge for claiming beasts. It was because the heroic souls of great Xia beast tamers could not be sullied by money. If all beasts were like that, then the weak truly didn't deserve to claim them. Huh, alright, give it a try. Wang Zili patted Jiang Wuji on the shoulder. Trace the outline with your spiritual energy along with me. This is just practice, no need to be nervous. But if a beast were before you now, you must remember to complete it in one go as quickly as possible. Never pause. The stronger the beast, the more spiritual energy you consume. If you pause, the beast will deem you unworthy and it'll be nearly impossible to establish a contract again. Only then did Jiang Wuji truly understand the relationship between spiritual energy and divine control force. Spiritual energy was the link between beast tamer and beast, and divine control force was the natural power bestowed by heaven and earth, while the beast tamer cultivated it also served as the foundational force to maintain the stability of the. Though the equal contract appeared fair, if it became unbalanced, unilateral termination could occur. If the tamer's ability was insufficient to control the contract, the beast could backlash at any time. Thus a beast tamer choosing a suitable beast became of utmost importance. Thinking of this during a break, Jiang Wuji inquired of Wang Zili. Teacher Wang, I heard from Gao Tianxiang that you recommended he choose the flame chicken. Why? Wang Zili smiled mysteriously and instead asked Jiang Wuji, what do you think of Gao Tianxiang's personality? Recalling their interactions over the past 2 days, Jiang Wuji's face gradually showed comprehension. Oh, I get it. His emotions are extremely stable. Even if I beat him senseless, he wouldn't get angry. And the flame chicken is a beast that fights to the death once it's riled up. This way Gao's steadiness can suppress the chicken's volatile temper to the maximum. No wonder when I hit him his flame chicken didn't react. Wang Zili slapped his thigh, his eyes full of gratification. Excellent insight. That's why the flame chicken he raises will definitely be different from others. And you, which one did you choose? Recalling the quiet, dull swamp monster, Jiang Wuji also slapped his thigh. I knew it resonated with me at first sight. This is fate. Hearing you, teacher, only confirms my decision to choose the swamp monster. It's calm and dull, and impulsive and frantic. We complement each other perfectly. Maybe I can even train it into a lively, cheerful mudball that loves to clown around. Jiang Wuji's choice caught him off guard. Jiang Wuji's reasoning was even more unexpected. That Jiang Wuji, you haven't studied racial determinism, have you? Jiang Wuji blinked. No, what subject is that? Wang Zili covered his face with a wry laugh. Racial determinism refers to the immutable arguments among races. It's a set of principles summed up by generations of beast tamers. They are unchangeable. The swamp monster belongs to the earth spirit race, a race without physical bodies. In other words, it has no brain. Don't be fooled by its balanced attributes. It can only fight by instinct. Unless you use powerful spiritual energy to forcibly impose a certain action, if you keep using spiritual energy to enforce actions, you'll quickly become exhausted, rendering your beast unable to fight. Jiang Wuji uttered an "oh." He already understood all these principles. For a slacker, the most important thing was to slack off. Besides, he had the Infinite Evolution System. What were racial determinisms but nonsense? Jiang Wuji uttered an "oh." He already understood all these principles. For a slacker, the most important thing was to slack off. Besides, he had the Infinite Thank you for your guidance, teacher. Your words have only strengthened my already resolute conviction. I'll raise it. I've already learned how to establish the contract. I'm heading to the breeding center now. Jiang Wuji's train of thought left Wang Zili momentarily stupefied. Did he understand? Or did he mishear? Wait. He'll take you there, listen. Mounting Wang Zili's beloved wild boar, Jiang Wuji experienced an unprecedented bumpy ride. Such dramatic ups and downs really hurt the eggs. The yolk was almost scrambled. He wondered how Wang Zili managed to adapt. While complaining, he mentally crossed off that type of totally unfit as a mount verdict concluded. As soon as he arrived at the breeding center, Jiang Wuji eagerly went to find a mud swamp monster. Before Wang Zili could utter a warning, a fluid display of spiritual power sketched out a golden contract seal. His technique was so swift that even passers-by were astounded. Damn, such powerful spiritual energy, such speed. I can't even drink water that fast. How did he do that? Having just established the spiritual contract, Jiang Wuji turned and grinned, immediately giving a thumbs up. It's all thanks to Teacher Wang's good teaching. Oh, really? Is there a secret? Teacher Wang teach us too. Never noticed that. Xiao Wang really has a way of teaching. Impressive. Wang Zili, who had been about to advise Jiang Wuji to reconsider, gradually lost himself amidst the crowd's admiring and approving gazes. Student Jiang is the most humble student I've ever seen. Truly diligent and eager to learn. Ding. Detected host contract F Mud Swamp Monster. System panel syncing, please wait. Infinite Evolution System activated. Suddenly a specific entry for grade Mud Swamp Monster appeared in the system pop-up before him. Name Mud Swamp Monster, nickname not given. Race Earth Spirit Clan. Personality quiet stolid. Attribute Earth element semifluid mud-like life form. Potential grade. Talent formless body, can change shape arbitrarily, can devour any earth element material to grow. Skill bog strangulation, drags the opponent into its body and suffocates them. Note Mud Swamp Monster can only strangle enemies smaller than its own volume. Apart from these basic info, there was also a point allocation window. Current available upgrade points 0. Based on the current grade Mud Swamp Monster race traits, the following attributes can be upgraded. Strength 0. Endurance 0. Spirit 0. Stickiness 0. Volume 0. When the total attribute points exceed 50, it gain evolution point 1. Evolution grants new mutated attributes. Oh ho, that familiar feeling came. With years of rich online gaming experience, Jiang Wuji quickly familiarized himself with the system operations and also discovered some obscure information not mentioned. His Mud Swamp Monster currently lacked speed, intelligence, defense, etc., indicating these were immutable elements mentioned in racial determinism. Only by evolving into a new race could one break the concept of racial determinism, which was the mutated variant beast that all beast tamers desperately desired. Being able to cultivate a mutated variant beast was definitely every beast tamer's dream. And it seemed that as long as he accumulated 50 points, he could enter the evolution mutation. Oh, this is so comfortable. Looking at the upgrade panel again, Jiang Wuji pondered repeatedly. Strength represented the force of dragging and devouring. The greater the strength, the faster the devouring. Endurance represented the persistence throughout battle. The stronger the endurance, the more it could outlast. Spirit represented the current beast's mental vitality and its capacity to withstand the tamer's mental commands. Stickiness acted as a skill bonus, making trapped enemies harder to escape. Volume, if insufficient, could not devour enemies at all, a numerical prerequisite for the skill bog. Among these 5 elements, each seemed vital. Moreover, his pet poop was destined to become a supreme mixer, so it had to live up to its title. What is a mixer? One who excels at nothing is a mixer. But from another perspective, it's also called balanced attributes. Balanced to a certain height, that is invincible. So, mixer full, evolution invincible. This was the most important beast on his future path to obtaining skill points. It would also be the most solid backup among all his future beasts. Jiang Wuji reached out and grabbed a lump of mud, immediately molding it into a small poop-like figure named Zack, while using his spiritual power to declare loudly, "Imprint this image into the depths of your soul. From now on you will appear in this form in the world." Named Zack. The Mud Swamp Monster couldn't stand it all. With a splat, it collapsed. But in that moment, to others it seemed a little like paying homage to a sacred favor. Fine. Rise. He helped the poop figure up again, kneading it like plasticine back into a mud ball. When you're bigger, it'll teach you to grab far and near squat deep to turn into poop. Ho ho ho. Crush them. A demonic laughter rang out as Jiang Wuji swaggered off with his poop monster, leaving the breeding center. Everyone watched Jiang Wuji, whose mind seemed abnormal, and exclaimed in disbelief. You can play with the Mud Swamp Monster like this. Learn something new. Don't say that after this guy hit his head, he really turned into a beast-taming genius. You all saw the contract just now. Truly instant amazing. Exactly. In one day, he awakens spiritual power, divine control, and beast space. Insanely freakish. Someone like him could be featured in its own episode of 100,000 Beast Tamer Trivia. Call it if you haven't awakened at 16, don't worry. Just get beaten up at 18. Oof. Haha. I think it's better to be more official, like the beast-taming genius who was 2 years late. That works good. Someone like him will definitely be recorded. If I find out who beat him up, he'll definitely ask them to do it to me too. Maybe you'll become a genius. Among the crowd, Gao Tianxiang's eyes rolled. This guy was also pretty handsome. If Lu Qi were to give him a beating, wouldn't that be ruined? Such a twisted request. He had never heard of it in his life. But come to think of it, since he had a need, the deal could still be made. Should he privately contact Lu Qi for him? But what if those two really got tangled up in deep feelings? Wouldn't he go from middleman to pimp? Setting up gay relationships shouldn't be illegal, right? Forget it. A gentleman loves wealth but obtains it ethically. Must be a law-abiding. Watching Jiang Wuji about to disappear from sight in the distance, Gao Tianxiang quickly jogged after him, panting heavily. Big bro, congratulations. Oh, you woke up. The moment you left, I woke up, Gao Tianxiang said with an awkward smile. Now that big bro has a beast too, we can participate in this afternoon's practical combat training class. Jiang Wuji raised an eyebrow, the wolfish gleam in his eyes growing even more excited. Practical combat training. Is it the legendary beast tamer? Yes. Before Gao Tianxiang could introduce anything in detail, the extremely excited Jiang Wuji had already dragged someone to the training arena of Class 11, just as Wang Zilu arrived with a group of classmates. Seeing the eagerness of over 30 classmates in the class, Jiang Wuji became even more excited. The first battle of his beast-taming career was about to officially. Leveling up starts with the mud monster. Teacher Wang, let me try first. The classmates couldn't help but laugh at Jiang Wuji's excited demeanor. They had just learned from Mentor Wang that Jiang Wuji had formed a contract with an grade mud monster. This exhilarating stage was something they had all experienced too. At that time it seemed so wonderful, they hurried to show off while the excitement lasted. As a result, everyone left with a permanent black history. Because the beast just contracted had almost no synergy, it was all about shouting without being able to drag it away. Some temperamental beasts even retaliated against their beastmasters. Once Gao Tianxiang was set ablaze by his own fire chicken running around naked. He was truly spectacular for a moment. No one could surpass him in the past 2 years, and to this day no successor has. Seeing Jiang Wuji volunteer Lin Ruoxue, the class monitor and beauty of Class 11 blushed slightly and stepped forward saying, "Mentor Wang, let me spar with you." Upon hearing this, everyone in Class 11, regardless of gender, showed knowing smiles. Few could resist Jiang Wuji's stunning looks unless they were blind. Wow. Usually the proud class monitor only comments from the sidelines, but today she actively decided to guide on the field. Of course, the class monitor is a loyal fan of Jiang. She has every poster he's ever had, and her dorm is filled with them. You all. Stop saying nonsense. Lin Ruoxue turned around and fiercely scolded, her face flushing to her ears. Wang Zilu had no objections. After all, what ill intentions could a girl wanting to date have? Cough cough, alright, let Lin classmate guide Jiang classmate then. As soon as he finished speaking, Jiang Wuji raised his hand to voice an objection. The class monitor, with both looks and grace above 9 points, was actually his VIP client. How could he have a thrilling match like this? Mentor, I think this is not good. After all, the class monitor is a girl. Why don't you change her to Xiangzi? Gao Tianxiang, who was spectating, widened his eyes. How did the drama land on him? Mentor, I oppose. I'm a novice, so I request protection. Wang Zilu's expression darkened as he turned to Jiang Wuji and earnestly said, Jiang classmate, this is a process that every beastmaster must go through. You can't hold back just because your opponent is a girl. In the Great Xia, excellent beastmasters are never defined by gender. I hope you take every practice seriously. A beastmaster's duel must be fought with full effort to show respect. As the atmosphere in the arena grew serious, Jiang Wuji also realized his own issues. After bowing deeply to Lin Ruoxue, his expression turned serious. Class monitor, please guide me. At this moment, Gao Tianxiang stealthily leaned in and whispered a reminder. Dude, our class monitor has super strong spiritual power, don't take it lightly. Her beast is in a grade ice crystal spirit mirror capable of shooting icy shards at high speeds like a rapid fire. Jiang Wuji's pupils constricted. Oh no, an ice shooter. I understand. Thank you. After Gao Tianxiang left the arena, Wang Zilu also cleared the area, making way for the two. Lin Ruoxue faced Jiang Wuji's gaze for the first time, and she appeared somewhat nervous. After a few heaves of her chest, she slowly raised her right hand, her delicate hand drawing a spatial gate in the air. Come forth. Ice crystal spirit mirror. A chilling aura seeped from the beast's space, causing Jiang Wuji to shiver involuntarily. Although the ice crystal spirit mirror had yet to emerge from the beast's space, the mere pressure made him realize that this definitely wasn't a mud monster he could mess with. No, I can't delay any longer. Seize the king by capturing the thief. Strike first. Bang! With a dull sound, Jiang Wuji stepped back into a horse stance, kicking up a cloud of dust, swiftly leaning back at an exaggerated angle. At the moment his front foot was lifted high, the mud ball in his pocket was tightly gripped in his right hand. Waka-style high-pressure blast. With Jiang Wuji's furious roar, the rapidly spinning mud monster ball shot out at a speed of 120 km per hour. Whoosh! The whistling sound created a strong wind that swept past everyone's eyes, reaching Lin Ruoxue in the blink of an eye. The rotating wind pressure disheveled Lin Ruoxue's bangs and also stirred her heart. Can the mud monster be used this way? But why is he attacking me? Bang! At the moment the mud ball hit her face, Lin Ruoxue flew back, interrupting the summoning of the ice crystal spirit mirror, and the beast's space abruptly closed. The entire arena fell silent with the sound of a pin drop audible. The crowd didn't even have time to express their amazement before they saw Jiang Wuji already sliding in front of Lin Ruoxue. He hugged her legs, toppled her, and executed the head-patting move. After a series of former life's conscripts enemy-capturing punches, Lin Ruoxue was already lying in the mud, unable to wake up. Jiang Wuji frowned. She was already knocked out. Why wasn't there any drop? Checking the Infinite Evolution System panel again, the available skill points still showed 0. The drop rate for these skill points is way too low, right? Could it be that he hadn't hit her enough? Sigh. He had already hit her, a few more hits didn't matter. Jiang Wuji gently turned Lin Ruoxue over. Class monitor, just hang in there, I'll go easy, it will be over soon. Seeing Jiang Wuji raise his hand again, the classmates could no longer hold back. Dude, stop it already. A Beastmaster's match is about fighting beasts, not unknown duels with the Beastmaster. Gao Tianxiang rushed into the arena and directly hugged Jiang Wuji's leg, while other classmates came forward to help Lin Ruoxue up. Hearing Gao Tianxiang's explanation, Jiang Wuji was stunned. But didn't Mentor Wang just say that one must go all out to show respect? And what about equality between genders not being defined by gender? He never said you couldn't hit someone. Though the rules of the duel were well known, Jiang Wuji's amnesia really couldn't be blamed. The blame could only fall on Mentor Wang for not providing adequate pre-match. Everyone turned their heads. The spot where Wang Zilu had been standing was now empty. Wait, where is Mentor Wang? He didn't run away out of fear of punishment, did he? Are you blind? Open your eyes, the one lying on the ground drooling is him. Oh no, hurry, take him to the hospital. Leveraging their connection from the previous day, Jiang Wuji immediately contacted his 2 attending physicians and had them admitted to the inpatient ward. Upon hearing of Jiang Wuji's extraordinary feat, both doctors could hardly contain their astonishment. Leveraging their connection from the previous day, Jiang Wuji immediately contacted his 2 attending physicians and had them admitted to the inpatient ward. Upon hearing, as for Lin Ruoxue, the innocent victim, she now lay dejectedly on the hospital bed, her eyes brimming with glistening tears, filling Jiang Wuji with I'm truly sorry, class president. I didn't mean to do it. Please forgive me. If you're still upset. He then pulled out the Meyer beast and deftly molded it into a delicate flower. Then let it take a beating. That'll help you vent. Lin Ruoxue burst into laughter, simultaneously summoning her ice crystal mirror to cool things down. A thin layer of frost descended gently, the swelling on her forehead receded visibly before Jiang Wuji's eyes, deepening his understanding, and her beast companion possessed healing abilities. Remarkable. I'll forgive Jiang, classmate, but may I add one condition? Lin Ruoxue blinked playfully, her gaze alight with hopeful anticipation. Jiang Wuji paused thoughtfully. After all, she was a VIP client. Maintaining this relationship was paramount. Agreed. The moment Jiang Wuji readily consented, Lin Ruoxue's face lit up. Yet before she could utter a word, her ice crystal mirror suddenly launched a surprise assault upon the Meyer beast. A barrage of icy shards erupted, instantly freezing the Meyer beast solid on the spot. Jiang Wuji stood utterly awestruck. This girl and her beast companion were astonishingly formidable. Through his spiritual bond, he sensed the Meyer beast trembling, not just with fear, but with visceral quivers. Ding! A new enhancement point has been awarded. Please confirm receipt. 1 enhancement point. 1 enhancement point. Jiang Wuji's expression shifted dramatically. It had arrived. It had finally arrived. Lin Ruoxue, mistaking the attack as indirect harm to Jiang Wuji, sprang upright and hurriedly calmed her ice crystal mirror while explaining, I'm so sorry. It must have wanted to help me vent its frustration, so it struck without warning. Are you alright? Snap. Jiang Wuji seized Lin Ruoxue's wrist, his features twisting with intensity. Don't hold it back, please. Let it strike. If it dies, I'll bear full responsibility. Hit it. Hurry, strike it now. Though Jiang Wuji's expression appeared fierce, Lin Ruoxue found him inexplicably magnetic. It intensified its assault relentlessly. Frost shards rained down like limitless currency, pelting the Meyer beast mercilessly. It intensified its assault relentlessly. Frost shards rained down like limitless currency, pelting the Meyer beast mercilessly. 1 enhancement point. 1 enhancement point. 1 enhancement point. At last, satisfaction bloomed across Jiang Wuji's face. Excellent work. Strike harder. It can endure it. The Meyer beast. Fortunately, the creature possessed neither intellect nor emotion. Otherwise, given Jiang Wuji's audacious, baby-selling maneuver, Hai Tianxiang's fire chicken would surely have detonated itself in mutual annihilation. Trash master, let us perish together. Even Lin Ruoxue could no longer bear watching and hastily recalled her ice crystal mirror, seizing the opportunity to brief Jiang Wuji on critical taboos concerning beast companionship. Thanks to Lin Ruoxue's guidance, Jiang Wuji realized that a beast companion was an autonomous being, and nurturing its emotional well-being was pivotal to enhancing combat prowess. Cradling the frozen lump, Zack. He looked deeply ashamed. Little Zack, daddy loves you. Uff. Lin Ruoxue couldn't suppress a giggle, reaching out to stroke Zack, gently whispering inwardly, mommy loves you too. Truly a harmonious family of 3. Hee. Lin Ruoxue melted away the frost layer, then retrieved an frank earth condensation crystal from her beast companion space and embedded it within Zack's body. That object. Did you retrieve it from your beast companion space? Lin Ruoxue arched a delicate brow, astonished. Wait, Jiang, classmate, haven't you already awakened your beast companion space? You didn't know? Can the beast companion space store other items as well? Since living beasts can rest there, why shouldn't inanimate objects be stored? Lin Ruoxue smiled wistfully, leaving Jiang Wuji thoroughly flustered. No wonder. Everyone else traveled unburdened, while he carried a backpack daily. So it was simply because he hadn't yet awakened his beast companion space. Hence the backpack was his only recourse. If I place items inside the beast companion space, what happens if the beast damages them? Lin Ruoxue smiled softly once more. In early stages, when the beast companion space remains cramped, storing extraneous items is discouraged. It unsettles the beast. Yet this also depends on the beast's nature. Take Gao Tianxiang for instance. He frequently dumps worthless junk into his space since his flame chicken delights in incinerating everything, gradually transforming the space into a literal garbage incinerator. My ice crystal mirror, by contrast, possesses a serene temperament and never interferes with stored items. My space functions like a refrigerator, ideal for preserving resources. Oh, now Jiang Wuji understood. Each beast companion space evolved uniquely according to its bonded beast. By that logic, Zack had absolutely no need to retreat there for rest. Wherever he lay was fine. Soil to eat, water to drink, replenishment enough. A slacker needed no homecoming. He withdrew the unassuming beginner's bestiary of evolution from his beast companion space and flipped open the first page. Current available enhancement points 5 based on the Frank Meyer beast traits. The following attributes may be enhanced: strength 0, endurance 0, spirit 0, adhesiveness 0, volume 0, accumulating over 50 total attribute points grants 1 evolution point. Upon evolution, new attributes are unlocked. Spotting the newly appeared plus sign buttons on the page, Jiang Wuji swiftly allocated points evenly across all 5 categories. Strength 1, endurance 1, spirit 1, adhesiveness 1, volume 1. Once the 5 points were assigned, the plus sign icons vanished from the page. Nearby, Zack, who had been consuming the Frank Earth condensation crystal, suddenly leapt straight upward. Lin Ruoxue, who had lived her entire life without witnessing a leaping Meyer beast, clapped her hands over her mouth in sheer amazement. Oh my, how extraordinary! How did it manage to jump? Jiang Wuji closed the bestiary and cleared his throat lightly. Oh, really? I didn't see it. Come on, jump again for daddy. This time, however, no response followed, prompting Lin Ruoxue to rub her eyes in disbelief. Could I have imagined it? Has it grown slightly larger than before? Jiang Wuji slipped the bestiary away and cleared his throat once more, shifting the subject. Earlier you mentioned I needed to fulfill a condition, correct? You've done so much for me. Go ahead and name it. Help. What help had she offered? Under Jiang Wuji's earnest gaze, Lin Ruoxue flushed with sudden shyness. Yet an irrepressible impulse surged within her, and she finally whispered, voice soft as silk, "May I invite Jiang classmate to join me in selling some shopping?" Jiang Wuji cast a suspicious glance and confirmed once more, "Do I need my ID?" Lin Ruoxue looked utterly bewildered. No, you. Unfortunately, in this day and age, boys must protect themselves. One can never be too cautious. As the school bell rang, the street outside the academy gradually. Unfortunately, in this day and age, boys must protect themselves. One can never be too cautious. As the school bell rang, the street outside the academy gradually. In his past life, every academy had a street of small vendors worth remembering. But the Lijiang Beast-Taming Academy had 10 such streets. Jiang, put this on to hide your handsome looks, he. A baseball cap was plopped onto Jiang Wuji's tousled hair, and the setting sun bathed the bustling youth street, where a strikingly handsome young man and an equally beautiful girl peeked furtively from the corner. Jiang, put this on to hide your handsome looks, he. A baseball cap was plopped onto Jiang Wuji's tousled hair, and Lin Ruoxue gasped in amazement. Wow, you look even more handsome. How can you be this charming? Pull it down a little. Let's take a selfie. Cheese click. Jiang Wuji forced a stiff smile, capturing a photo that looked like an intimate snapshot of young lovers on a date. Laden with bags, Lin Ruoxue dragged him around like a little rich girl, buying left and right in an unstoppable frenzy of excitement. At that moment, Jiang Wuji felt like he was personally thanking his top-tier benefactor online, utterly drained of life. Why do girls in every world love shopping? Now in Jiang Wuji's eyes there were no beauties, no delicacies, only chairs. Found one. Jiang Wuji plopped down and slumped into the seat, utterly comfortable. But before he could even settle, a blushing Lin Ruoxue yanked him up by the arm. Why are you sitting here? You can't shop at this store. Let's go. Let's go. Jiang Wuji was baffled. Why not? He looked up at the sign above the bench, 24H Adult Products Self-Service Convenience Store. Well, that's not entirely out of the question. He plopped down again, and the suggestive glances from passers-by nearly drove Lin Ruoxue to the brink of overwhelmed with shame and fury. Lin Ruoxue summoned an inexplicable strength and dragged Jiang Wuji into a frantic sprint, only stopping breathlessly before the most opulent and magnificent building on the street. Leaning against the pillar at the entrance of the Imperial Treasures Pavilion, Jiang Wuji's legs trembled weakly. Was this what they called a real-life meetup? Making a living in this line of work wasn't easy. Without stamina, it was truly impossible. Just then a guard at the entrance of the Imperial Treasures Pavilion approached politely and asked, "Sir, would you like to come inside and rest?" Jiang Wuji glanced up and spotted the emblem on the man's chest. Good heavens, wasn't this the renowned beast-taming resource chain with over 100 branches across the Great Xia Empire? Can't afford it. Thanks. Faced with such candidness, the guard was at a loss. Sir, you misunderstand. Resting here is free of charge. Jiang Wuji nodded repeatedly. I know the drill. It's all a ploy. Once I step inside, things won't be so simple. Before Jiang Wuji could refuse, Lin Ruoxue pulled out a dazzling diamond membership card and asked timidly, can I use this? Not only was Jiang Wuji stunned, but the guard was also frozen in place. A membership card of this caliber couldn't be obtained through mere top-ups. Anyone possessing such a diamond card was at least a lord-level beast tamer. Even a master level wasn't enough. Truly a VIP among VIPs. And the young girl before him clearly wasn't the card's owner. That spoke volumes. For someone to casually give such a card to a young girl for spending one could only imagine the immense power behind it. With both hands, the guard respectfully returned the membership card to Lin Ruoxue and gestured for them to enter. Esteemed Miss, sir, this way please. Jiang Wuji stared at Lin Ruoxue's flushed cheeks and couldn't help but pose a soul-searching question. Are you a true sugar mommy? At the mere mention of that word, Lin Ruoxue grew flustered. No, my family is quite ordinary. My father gave me this a couple of days ago, though I've never used it. Both the guard and Jiang Wuji stumbled simultaneously. You call that an ordinary family? What a classic case of underestimating one's father. As soon as Lin Ruoxue entered the Imperial Treasures Pavilion, her eyes sparkled, and she looked around like a curious child. Wow, everything is so expensive. Jiang Wuji. This place was meant for high-end beast tamers. What were students doing here? Scanning the shelves, what could he possibly afford? Nothing. Wait, there actually was something. Frank Beast Taming Physique Enhancement Potion per vial 200 yuan. Effect has a certain probability of enhancing basic beast taming stats and improving physique. Note: first use guarantees enhancement of basic beast taming panel stats. Our repeated use reduces effectiveness. Damn, he could actually afford it. Jiang Wuji quickly covered his pocket. There were villains here trying to drain him dry. Jiang, this is great. For an apprentice beast tamer, this is absolutely essential. The best value is on the first purchase, after 5 uses it becomes less effective. Lin Ruoxue's reminder made Jiang Wuji grip his pocket even tighter. Blasphemy. It had to be. Jiang Wuji, you have the system. Don't act impulsive. One must learn restraint in the face of temptation. Just then Lin Ruoxue recalled seriously, when my Frost Crystal Realm was still frank, the first use boosted it by a full 10 points. How? How much? Jiang Wuji's eyes widened. 10 points. He had struggled to gain just 5, and now he was told 200 yuan could get him 10. Wasn't this outright cheating? Damn money and scrupulous merchants. He'll take one. Staking his entire fortune, Jiang Wuji painfully pulled out his last 2 red notes. Looking at the crumpled 200 yuan, the guard explained with an awkward yet polite smile. I'm sorry, sir, but we have a policy against accepting cash. Also, the prices displayed are membership prices. Only members with a recharge card can enjoy this discount. He knew it. All merchants are cunning. It's all a trick. Just then Lin Ruoxue suddenly spoke up. If that card I showed earlier can be used, then deduct it from there. The guard nodded. Very well, miss. Jiang Wuji quickly stashed his 200 yuan back into his pocket and whispered to Lin Ruoxue, to thank you, class monitor, for your help from now on. His sudden closeness made Lin Ruoxue's breath hitch, her ears buzzing. I hereby promote you to VVIP client. From now on, whenever you want a photo, I'll cooperate. Lin Ruoxue's eyes instantly sparkled with stars. Really, Jiang? It's a deal. Jiang Wuji lifted his baseball cap and gave a gentlemanly bow. That smile not only captivated Lin Ruoxue, but also left the guard momentarily dazed. Whoa, this talent. Incredible. Jiang Wuji put his cap back on and pulled down the brim. It seemed his talent in this life was destined to never stop. He was bound to be the nation's idol. With the Frank Beast Taming Physique Enhancement Potion in hand, Jiang Wuji couldn't wait to try it on his little Zack. But the instant he opened his beast taming space, the move startled Lin Ruoxue and left the guard utterly baffled. As everyone knew, opening a beast taming space required not only powerful spiritual energy, but also a deep understanding of spatial forces. It was understandable for a master-level beast tamer to open it instantly, but an apprentice, that defied all logic. Jiang Wuji's attention was entirely on his little Zack, oblivious to their shock. Since Frank swamp monsters had no physical form, their absorption speed was slow. Jiang Wuji could only temporarily send little Zack mixed with the physique enhancement potion into the beast taming space to recover and improve. While eagerly awaiting little Zack's growth, he also began to ponder its future appearance. After all, that pitch-black turd-like creature wasn't exactly pleasing to the eye, so he asked the guard again, do you have any treasures that can change a beast's color? The guard was taken aback, clearly thrown off by Jiang Wuji's question. Change color. To what color? Jiang Wuji smirked. To a translucent, luminous green. The man and Lin Weiner tilted their heads simultaneously. Oily green. What level of aesthetic was this? The man had just seen Jiang Wuji's mud monster and was now lost in thought. Sir, you are asking how to dye in Frank mud monster, correct? For that you might want to visit the pet grooming shop across the street. Dyeing. Pet grooming shop. No. That wasn't even the same concept. To make a mud monster evolve into a translucent form, like Zack, its constitution had to be changed. In other words, it had to completely shed the word mud. It seemed he would need to research this slowly. After browsing the first floor of the Imperial Treasure Pavilion, Lin Weiner insisted on leaving this place of trouble. Too expensive, I simply can't afford it. Jiang Wuji was speechless. She was indeed a thrifty and virtuous girl, but far too showy. May I ask, classmate Lin, do you not know how powerful your father is, or how wealthy your family is, eh? Lin Weiner raised her small hand and scratched her head. I don't know. My father says he's just an ordinary office worker earning $8,500 a month. He gives $8,000 to my mother and $500 to me as allowance. Jiang Wuji. Wait. Is your father a deity? He doesn't eat or drink and spends not a single cent. Lin Weiner gave an awkward laugh. My father says his workplace provides 3 meals a day, so he doesn't need to spend money. What a fine 3 meals a day. An absolutely awesome workplace. The two walked along the tree-lined path back to school. Lin Weiner hesitated repeatedly, but finally couldn't hold back and asked, your speed in opening the beast space earlier was so fast. How exactly did you do it? Jiang Wuji lifted the brim of his cap. Was he already being envied? Finally, he had a chance to show off. Fast? I don't know. Jiang Wuji looked utterly confused, his expression extremely innocent, which made Lin Weiner pout immediately. You opened the beast space in an instant earlier. Isn't that such an understanding of spatial power is usually only achieved by master-rank beast tamers, and you're only an apprentice. Jiang Wuji's pupils contract. Really? Is my spatial talent really that remarkable? Lin Weiner felt powerless and could only grab Jiang Wuji's arm and shake it. Just tell me about it, I promise I won't tell anyone. Jiang Wuji tried hard to recall. This kind of thing was either a cheat or talent. There was absolutely no possibility of achieving it through hard work. You know about my amnesia, all this knowledge was learned afterward. Aside from my incredible comprehension, I can only say, Instructor Wang taught well. Lin Weiner's eyes lit up, instantly grasping the key point. Thank you, classmate Jiang. They'll go seek advice from Instructor Wang right now. Watching Lin Weiner's excited bouncing figure, Jiang Wuji sighed. The world is about to have one more overachiever. Instructor Wang must be exhausted. Just as he returned to the dormitory, he saw Gao Tianxiang lying on the bed with a pained expression, muttering something like a spell. Seeing Jiang Wuji return, he sprang up instantly. Yo, big bro, back from your date. Facing Gao Tianxiang's teasing, Jiang Wuji smiled faintly. Why does that sound so sour? It's just pure friendship and rigorous academic exchange. Can't I be sour? Is it against the law? Sigh. Big bro, you've become famous overnight. Not only have you captured the heart of the campus belle, Lin, but you've also caught the attention of the higher-ups. Instructor Wang came by just now asking you to prepare the documents for promotion to Junior Beast Tamer as soon as possible, especially the data on your Mud Monsters Beast panel. You'll be taking the promotion exam with us tomorrow. Jiang Wuji's eyes darted around as he reached into the beast space and pulled out the unremarkable Beginner's Beast Evolution Atlas. Current available enhancement points 0 based on the current Frank Mud Monster traits. The following attributes can be enhanced: Strength 3, Endurance 2, Spirit 4, Adhesion 2, Volume 3.0. The Constitution Enhancing Potion had taken effect. Strength had increased by 2 points, Endurance by 1, and Spirit had actually increased by 3 points. A total increase of 9 points. Not bad at all. Wait a moment and see if there was any further room for improvement. Putting away the Beginner's Beast Evolution Atlas, Jiang Wuji turned to look at the bewildered Gao Tianxiang. What's with that expression? Gao Tianxiang opened his mouth. Hasn't your mud monster only been raised for a few days? And you're already researching how to evolve it. What are you planning? Jiang Wuji nodded. Exactly. A student who doesn't want to raise a mutated beast isn't a good beast tamer. Mutation starts from the cradle. So, I'm planning to raise it to be green. Green. Mutation starts from the cradle. So, I'm planning to raise it to be green. Green. Color doesn't have a very good omen. Jiang Wuji raised an eyebrow. What's wrong with green? It's vibrant with life, burgeoning new birth, the great power of nature. This is a serious matter, you can't fool around. Scolded Gao Tianxiang, immediately wilted. Then how do you plan to make it mutate, bro? Jiang Wuji stroked his chin, a serious expression on his face as he reasoned. I'm thinking of feeding it some spinach. Spinach. Gao Tianxiang stared wide-eyed, his face full of curiosity. What kind of obscure knowledge was this? Driven by his action-oriented nature, Gao Tianxiang immediately got out of bed and rummaged through the bookshelf. Finding the same textbook, Elementary Beast Evolution Atlas, he began cramming frantically. But flipping through to the last page, he still couldn't find the knowledge he sought. Bro, this book doesn't mention eating spinach for mutation either. Jiang Wuji rolled his eyes, no kidding. If it were common knowledge written in books, would it even be valuable? You have to reason, ponder, and experiment. Come on, follow me to the cafeteria, let's grab some green veggies. Gao Tianxiang's eyes lit up. Oh, I get it. You are what you eat, right? Jiang Wuji felt gratified. You've always been sharp since you were a kid. Give your fire turkey plenty of chili, and maybe ITLL evolve into a chili chicken. Gao Tianxiang blinked thinking about chili chicken. Wasn't that a dish name? Still, the attribute made sense, so it was worth a try. So shall we give it a shot? Actions speak louder than words, let's go. In the college cafeteria? Under the cafeteria manager's astonished gaze, Jiang Wuji went to the kitchen to get a pound of fresh spinach and a pound of fresh celery, directly blending them into a vibrant green vegetable juice. After pouring the 2 vegetable juices into a basin, Jiang Wuji grabbed 2 chopsticks, a crooked grin on his face. Stir evenly. Clack, clack, clack. Watching his hands speed honed by 30 years of solitude blur into motion, a group of cafeteria aunties felt their hearts melt. What a handsome and strong young man. Indeed, youth is truly wonderful. The next moment, Jiang Wuji reached out and directly pulled the lounging Zhaku out of the beast's space. Without caring whether it could endure it, he pressed it onto the table and began soulfully drenching it with juice, just like kneading dough. Need add water, need add water. Bang, bang, bang. After a series of slaps, he dropped the slightly green-tinted Zhaku dumpling into a basin, covered it with a damp cloth, and let it ferment for a while. This entire operation left everyone present dumbfounded. Well, what is he doing? Gao Tianxiang stared wide-eyed. What kind of technique was this? Was this something he could learn? There wasn't a shred of scientific basis. But then again, mutation and evolution were matters beyond science, so everything somehow seemed to mutate. One must first be unorthodox. Shouldn't he then feed his fire turkey some chili water? Manager. Give me a pound of chili, the spiciest kind, the insane spicy one. The cafeteria manager felt a chill run down his spine. Ahem. Young man, what do you plan to do? Gao Tianxiang pulled out his meal card and paid on the spot. The cafeteria manager felt a chill run down his spine. Ahem. Young man, what do you plan to do? Gao Tianxiang pulled out his meal card and paid on the spot. These 2 students were absolute devils. The beasts under their care were truly suffering. After dinner, the pair returned to their dormitory content. Gao Tianxiang sat cross-legged on his bed, starting his cultivation, and couldn't help but ask, Bro, what level of divine control power have you reached? Cultivate. Divine control power. Jiang Wuji's mind went blank. I've never cultivated it. Gao Tianxiang was utterly baffled. He vividly remembered Jiang Wuji's finger on the school bus. It had terrified his fire turkey back then. But how can you not have cultivated it? Then, where did that immense divine control power of yours come from? Don't you remember? That finger moved last time. It finally dawned on Jiang Wuji. Oh, that was right after I awakened. Just awakened, and already stronger than his 2 years of training. TSK. 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 Gao Tianxiang rolled his eyes, finding it hard to accept. This Lu Qi definitely had something special going on. Maybe he should set up a meeting. If he could undergo a second awakening, enduring a little might not be a loss. Hey, what are you thinking about? That expression is way too ferocious. Gao Tianxiang shook his head with an awkward smile, quickly changing the subject. Ahem. It's nothing. So bro, you don't usually cultivate divine control power. Jiang Wuji blinked. How do you do it? Oh dear. Thud. Just as Gao Tianxiang was climbing onto his bed, he missed a step and tumbled to the floor. Rubbing his aching head, his eyes were filled with disbelief. No way, bro. Jiang Wuji spread his hands. Wasn't it obvious? I have amnesia. Wang Zili didn't cover this technique in class. Gao Tianxiang was speechless. Indeed, it hadn't been taught. He then pulled out a manual titled Divine Control Power Cultivation Guide and handed it to Jiang. Then bro, take your time recalling. He'll start my training now. With that, he sat cross-legged on the bed, clasped his hands together, and began meditating with closed eyes, his lips moving as if silently chanting a mantra. Jiang Wuji, watching Gao Tianxiang, who seemed to be cultivating immortality, felt a shock in his heart. He looked down at the book. Could this be the legendary manual for ascending to immortality? No Chinese person could resist the allure of immortality. Just as he was about to open the manual, Jiang Wuji suddenly paused. Wait a minute. Wasn't this the Beastmaster continent? Why was he thinking about cultivating immortality? Burning with curiosity, Jiang Wuji finally flipped open the first page. The second page. The third page. Holy cow. The first 3 pages were densely packed with the names of all the contributors, reviewers, and personnel from various publishing departments. Were they all this meticulous about intellectual property? Anyone daring to pirate this would probably be chopped into pieces by these 800 or so big shots. Jiang Wuji patiently read through it meticulously for an hour. It mainly explained how to use the power of heaven and earth to strengthen oneself. Besides the stage divisions for Beastmasters, it also introduced different applications of divine control power at various stages. But even after reading the last line, he hadn't seen a single word about immortality. Putting down this rather dull cultivation manual, Jiang Wuji couldn't help but ask Gao Tianxiang, "Dude, what you're practicing doesn't match what's written in the book. It's just about absorbing the power of heaven and earth, right? Why do you need to sit in meditation? And what are you mumbling under your breath?" Gao Tianxiang opened his eyes and gave "My mom is a Buddhist. She says this way Buddha blesses me and I cultivate faster." Holy crap. Jiang Wuji bared his teeth, itching to give him a couple of elbow strikes. All that excitement for nothing. Which temple? Was it the Mercedes-Benz temple? A guy who devours 6 chicken legs a day? You're probably on Buddha's blacklist. Fine. You want mysticism, huh? Then let's go with something native. Jiang Wuji shook his school uniform and formed a hand seal on the spot. Heaven and earth, profound origin, 10,000 chi root and source. Vast cultivation through myriad kulpas to prove my divine power. A burst of kingly aura and divine control power radiated simultaneously, startling Gao Tianxiang. Holy crap. Bro, your mysticism is off. Quick. Teach me. Jiang Wuji rubbed his fingers together. Tuition fee 200. No problem. Family funds 200. After pocketing the 200 yuan, this unfamiliar world had gained another like-minded blonde-haired Taoist friend. The next day at school, Jiang Wuji faced his first exam in life, which was also the written test for promotion to Junior Beastmaster. He recognized every word on the paper, but when they were combined, he couldn't understand a thing. 3 days. Even the god of literature descending wouldn't help. Fortunately, it was all multiple choice, so it came down to luck. Jiang Wuji let out a long sigh to the heavens and finally had no choice but to raise his hand. Wang Zili walked over and asked in a low voice, "Jiang, is there a problem?" Jiang Wuji hesitated for a long time before whispering back, "Teacher Wang. I mean hypothetically. Hypothetically. If I pick C for everything, would I get any points?" Wang Zili's pupils contracted. What kind of grading speed was this? A genius. Hiss. "Jiang, are you sure you've read all the questions?" Jiang Wuji flipped the paper over on the desk. "Aren't there just 50 questions? Can't you see them at a glance? Is it that hard?" Wang Zilv gasped in astonishment. A genius among geniuses. "Are you sure about your choice?" Jiang Wuji nodded. "Choosing C gives you a half chance of winning E, at least it won't be a goose egg. I am absolutely certain." Without another word, Wang Zilv accepted Jiang Wuji's blank paper on the spot. "Student Jiang Wuji, please proceed to the next exam room for preparation." Just as Jiang Wuji turned to leave the exam room, Wang Zilv directly marked a perfect 100 on the blank white paper. Don't ask why a blank paper got full marks, ask, and the answer is that a genius simply disdains to answer questions. Lin Ruoxue and Gao Tianxiang both looked toward the door, feeling a bit disappointed. For someone who had lost his memory 3 days ago, this exam was truly unfair. Jiang Wuji also sighed outside the door, thinking, oh well, let it be. As long as he could score full marks in the practical beast taming exam, even with just 20 or 30 points in the written test, he could successfully advance to a junior beast tamer. Following the corridor exam room signs, Jiang Wuji arrived at the practical exam hall of class 11 for apprentices. The 2 examiners who were still chatting inside were visibly stunned when they saw Jiang Wuji. Didn't the written exam just start a few minutes ago? Already finished. Isn't handing in a blank paper not allowed? One of the examiners, named Zhao Tianhe, cleared his throat. Please wait a moment, student. Li Xiu go asked Wang Zilv what's going on. The examiner called Li Xiu nodded slightly, and then walked out of the practical exam hall. A minute later, Li Xiu returned with a shocked expression and quickly pulled Zhao Tianhe aside for a whispered conversation. What? Isn't he suffering from amnesia? This works too. Li Xiu shrugged. The world of geniuses is beyond our understanding. Anyway, Wang Zilv wouldn't lie. Besides, earlier Wang Zilv taught him to form an equal contract. Many people witnessed his incredible spiritual power. That can't be faked, can it? Zhao Tianhe rested his chin on his hand and nodded slightly. Indeed, I was there that day too. Even that freak from class 1 didn't match his speed when forming a contract for the first time. Great. The more geniuses, the better. That way our Lijiang Academy can shine again in this year's national collegiate competition. Jiang Wuji raised an eyebrow as he watched the 2 whispering in the corner. What are those 2 muttering about? It doesn't sound like good words. Catching Jiang Wuji's gaze, the 2 shrank further into the corner, as if afraid others wouldn't notice their secret plotting, flaunting a style of being open and aboveboard while remaining sneaky. Jiang Wuji was utterly speechless. Who whispers behind someone's back right in front of them? Since you 2 are already like this, why not just let him join the conversation? This is way too much. Instructors, that's enough. Can I start the exam now? The 2 instructors turned around and simultaneously pointed at the time prompt on the wall. Student Jiang, please be patient. The exam still starts in half an hour, You are currently the first candidate to prepare. Please get ready according to the requirements. Jiang Wuji turned his head to look at the practical exam pre-exam instructions on the wall. 1. Candidates must confirm the health status of their beast companion in advance. Oh no, he seemed to have forgotten. His Jaka seemed to still be fermenting in the beast space. Just as Jiang Wuji was about to use the contract to check on little Jaka, the door of the practical exam hall was suddenly pushed open. Gao Tianxiang greeted the two examiners with a relaxed expression and raised an eyebrow at Jiang Wuji. Bro, I'm pretty fast too, right? Before Jiang Wuji could answer, several more people entered through the door and formed a waiting line. We're here too. This made Jiang Wuji a bit uneasy. He was about to be the first to take the exam. Oh, what if something went wrong? At that moment, Lin Ruoxue also walked into the exam hall with confident steps. She smiled sweetly at Jiang Wuji and made a little fist for an encouraging gesture. Preparation time is over. Please let the first candidate enter the exam area. As Li Xiu's voice sounded, everyone stood up straight and made fists toward Jiang. Go for it, bro. Go for it, Chiga. Jiang Wuji nodded in response, took a deep breath, and walked straight into the arena. In the arena, Li Xiu and Zhao Tianhe stood on either side with records in hand, and said, the first assessment content, open the beast space as quickly as possible and summon your beast companion. 3 seconds, excellent. 6 seconds, good. 9 seconds pass. Timing starts upon hearing the whistle. Everyone held their breath nervously except Lin Ruoxue and Gao Tianxiang, who showed an indescribable smile. The same smile appeared on Jiang Wuji's face. This item must be passed in an instant. B. As the whistle sounded, Jiang Wuji's uniform trembled. His right hand instantly opened the beast space and grabbed a 304 stainless steel basin. Inside the basin lay a bubbling black-green, fluffy, dough-like giant steam. The students on site were stunned. Wow. Instantly opened the beast space. My goodness, Brother Qi. This is a true miracle. This is too out. How strong must his divine control power and spatial perception be? Unimpeachably strong. Hey, wait. Did our Brother Qi violate the violation? How to explain? Jiang Wuji looked at the two examiners while holding the stainless steel basin. Zhao Tianhe and Li Xiu were utterly shocked by Jiang Wuji's instant opening of the beast space. Hearing Jiang Wuji's question, they snapped back to reality and hurriedly recorded the previous score. How many seconds was that? Check the replay. Exactly 1.0 seconds. But this result doesn't seem to count. Because student Jiang Wuji used his hand to grab it, not summoned it through a spiritual contract. Zhao Tianhe pondered for a moment, looked at Jiang Wuji, and cleared his throat. Student Jiang, your mastery of the beast space is quite impressive. For this item, we can award extra points. But using your hand does violate the rules. You need to synchronize your spiritual power with the beast companion through the contract to complete the assessment. This is to test the coordination between beast tamer and beast. Jiang Wuji frowned. This might be simple for other beast companions, but in Frank Swamp Monster is famously lazy and dull, extremely difficult to handle, unless he uses a large amount of spiritual power under the name of the contract to forcefully drive it. But until now, he has never tried force summoning. Can this work? Jiang Wuji looked at the small Zac in the stainless steel basin and quietly activated his mental power. Come, get up and dance for Dad. No matter how Jiang Wuji provoked him, the small Zac remained quietly bubbling in the stainless steel basin. Jiang Wuji's expression darkened. It seemed that without using the contract, he wouldn't be able to get a response. He quickly grabbed the small Zac from the basin and was about to shove it back into the beast space when Zhao Tianhe suddenly shouted, wait. Jiang, wait. Isn't the information you reported an F-grade swamp monster? What is this black and green creature? Jiang Wuji chuckled while patting the small Zac, which resembled a spinach black rice bun. My swamp monster is different from others. It just loves to drink vegetable juice. So that's why it's a bit green. The classmates craned their necks, intrigued by the round swamp monster in Jiang Wuji's hand. Li Xiu approached and carefully used his mental power to inspect it before nodding to Zhao Tianhe. It is indeed an F-grade swamp monster, but it has a bit of a spoiled smell. Jiang Wuji slapped his thigh. I forgot. This situation should have had preservatives added. A bit of color enhancer or flavoring agent would improve its hue and aroma. This is crucial. Remember it for next time. As a biochemical magician, how could he not incorporate technology and bold actions? Since the beast is fine, let's continue the exam. Jiang Wuji, please recall your beast into the beast space, and upon hearing the whistle, summon it again. Jiang Wuji nodded, preparing as he began to channel his mental power to amplify the contract force wildly. Everyone could even see a faint golden light emanating from Jiang Wuji's body. Wow, this is insane. Brother Qi's mental power is comparable to that of an intermediate beast master. Why bother with an equal contract? Isn't that a waste of mental power? Exactly. The swamp monster has limited potential and no rebellious emotions. It's better to skip the hassle and use a servitude contract. But you can't say that a servitude contracts don't enhance the beast master. Each has its advantages. Gao Tianxiang rolled his eyes. Does my big brother lack that bit of... You all are worrying for nothing. Beepa. At that moment, Zhao Tian's whistle rang out again, and everyone's attention turned back to Jiang Wuji. A loud shout echoed, and the beast space behind him seemed to tear open a spatial rift. The originally quiet small Zack felt the threat of life, and suddenly shot out of the beast space. Under the astonished gaze of everyone, it resembled a little pudding fleeing with its pants down. It left a trail of mess behind, and in the blink of an eye ran out of the examination area. What the hell? Did I just see that wrong? Is this the speed a swamp monster can run? This is definitely a record. For racing, I would call it the strongest. Isn't it guaranteed that the small Zack would score full marks? Zhao Tianhe and his companions were quite surprised. Oh, what could possibly make such a lazy creature sprint at such speed? Even with strong mental power, it shouldn't change the racial characteristics, right? Li Xiu frowned, unable to hold back. Jiang, how did you do that? Jiang Wuji shrugged innocently. I am not sure, maybe it's just its innate talent. After all, it wouldn't sound nice to say that he had temporarily altered the contract in the beast space, but scaring his little one was fine. Anyway, the mental power given by the system was strong enough, allowing him to squander it at will. Zhao Tianhe and his companion exchanged glances and immediately awarded full marks of 30 points. Not only that, but they also added 20 bonus points. In just the first assessment, he scored 50 points. The students of Class 11 were wide-eyed, never having heard of such a thing. At this rate, Jiang Wuji was likely to break the assessment record for apprentice beastmasters in Lijiang City. Lin Ruoxu's face flushed with excitement, and Gao Tianxiang couldn't help but shout, "Big brother is amazing." Li Xiu raised his hand to calm the excited crowd and quickly proceeded to the second assessment. After Zhao Tianhe captured the fleeing small Zack, he whispered, the second assessment has a full score of 40 points and primarily tests the mental commands of the Beastmaster as well as the obedience of the beast. The Beastmaster needs to guide the beast through the entire obstacle course using mental power. Deviation, falling, escaping from the field midway, or failing to complete the course will result in point deductions. Looking at the 40-meter obstacle course ahead, Jiang Wuji smiled slightly. Okay, teacher, this isn't time-limited, right? Li Xiu nodded. Although there is no time limit, the longer it lasts, the greater the mental power consumption for the Beastmaster, indicating weaker command ability. This reflects the degree of tacit understanding between the Beastmaster and the beast. Jiang Wuji took the small Zack from Zhao Tianhe, and a warm wave of mental power instantly conveyed. Don't be scared, little one. Just perform well, and he'll buy you some strengthening potion after the exam. Fortunately, the swamp monster had no capacity for thought, and upon sensing Jiang Wuji's goodwill, it started bubbling again. In this round, Jiang Wuji relied entirely on his powerful mental power and the allure of divine command. He forcibly coaxed the small Zack to crawl forward, and even if it crawled crookedly, he could straighten it out. The two examiners couldn't help but feel helpless and scoff at this scene. What was the difference between this and using a bottle to lure a calf that hadn't been weaned? He was truly taking advantage of his solid strength to do as he pleased. After the small Zack crawled to the finish line, Zhao Tianhe and his companion again awarded a full score of 40 points, but this time there were no bonus points. The reason was naturally that Jiang Wuji had used divine command to entice the swamp monster. However, they did not delve deeper into the swamp monster's unique. After all, to get a lazy beast like the swamp monster to complete the entire course was enough to demonstrate Jiang Wuji's excellent talent. If someone else were to do it, the swamp monster would probably struggle to even crawl 5 meters. As for the final assessment, it involved forcibly recalling the beast from the beast space under restrictions. This assessment would test whether the beast master's divine command could overcome the suppression of beasts of the same level. As expected, without any surprises, Jiang Wuji pointed casually and successfully dispelled the restraints to recall the small Zack. Amidst the astonished cries of all the students in Class 11, Zhao Tianhe and his companion once again awarded a full score of 30 points along with an additional 20 points. With the completion of the practical exam, Jiang Wuji accumulated a record-breaking total of 140 points. He set a new highest record for apprentice B. If Jiang Wuji hadn't contracted an F-grade swamp monster, no one would doubt that he could achieve a miraculous full score of 160 points. When the real-time scoreboard appeared, everyone gasped again. Jiang Wuji actually ranked first on the apprentice Beastmaster leaderboard with a total score of 280. Looking at the public screen in the examination hall, Jiang Wuji was also dumbfounded. Wait, where did all these points come from? How did I become top 1? What the hell? Full marks for both theoretical and practical assessments only add up to 200, yet I somehow scored 280. Right? Isn't the theoretical exam a full score of 100 points? How did my brother Qi get 120 points? Could it be that our brother Qi was the first to submit the exam and received an additional 20 points? Everyone recalled the scene from the theoretical exam and couldn't help but take a deep breath. It had only been a few minutes then they thought he had randomly selected answers and submitted them. Looking back now, it was nothing like that. Every answer was correct. This is too outrageous. What happened to the amnesia? Lin Ruoshu, aghast, her eyes filled with admiration. So this was his true strength. As his close friend Gao Tianxiang was already stunned by the shock. Holding his buzzing head, he felt like the sky had fallen. This was a betrayal from friendship. He had pretended to be a top student and explained things to others only for Jiang to study for 3 days and directly become the top of the grade. Awakened from a dying daze was the Joker actually himself. How could he ever face the world again? Might as well just die. Just as Gao Tianxiang was in despair, Zhao Tianhe flipped to the next page of his notebook. Please welcome the second candidate to enter Gao Tianxiang. Here. Jiang Wuji with a numb expression didn't snap out of it until Gao Tianxiang entered the arena. He stood there, his brow twitching violently. What did it mean that he was the first to finish the written exam with a perfect score? All selected C. And still got a perfect score. Didn't they think it was weird that all the correct answers were the same option? This world is simply too absurd. Bro, can you make room for me? I'm about to take the exam. Sob. The pitiful Gao Tianxiang was almost in tears. Oh, okay. Jiang Wuji, snapping back to reality, patted Gao Tianxiang's shoulder firmly. You can do this. I believe in you. Gao Tianxiang pursed his lips, nearly shedding tears of emotion, only able to look up at a 45-degree angle and nod repeatedly. When Jiang Wuji returned to the waiting area, he was greeted once again by a cheer from his classmates. A score exceeding the maximum appeared in their probationary class 11, a result worthy of being recorded in the history of Lijiang Academy. As classmates and witnesses, they felt honored to be part of it. Lin Ruoxue was so excited she stomped her feet, her eyes full of little hearts. Jiang, you're truly amazing. Jiang Wuji twitched the corner of his mouth. Yeah, he thought so. Could this wave of incredible luck have been bought at the cost of 20 years of his lifespan? He never agreed to that. Quiet, quiet. In the field, Zhao Tianhe once again calmed the excited crowd and instructed Gao Tianxiang, I won't repeat the rules. Start when you hear the whistle. Gao Tianxiang's expression instantly turned serious. His written exam scores had always been at the bottom, relying entirely on practical performance to pull him up. Success or failure hinged on this moment. With the sound of the whistle, Gao Tianxiang clapped his hands and immediately opened his beast-taming space to summon his spirit beast. Come out. Fire chicken. 1 second, 2 seconds. Until the 3rd second, Gao Tianxiang's beast-taming space fully opened. But before Gao Tianxiang could use his spiritual contract to guide the fire chicken, a blazing ruffled battle chicken with flames on both ends burst out. At the same time, it brought out an indescribable smell. The fire chicken flew in the air, spinning and leaping without stopping. Cluck! After a loud crow, there was a spiral, indiscriminate spray. The suspicious dark green paste with sparks caught fire instantly. It immediately gave the 2 instructors Zhao Tianhe and his colleague a wave of phoenix wing heavenly flight. Uft, uft, uft. The magnificent spiral bombardment instantly amazed everyone. The onlookers who didn't understand what was happening cheered. Xiangzi actually secretly mastered such a technique without telling us. Amazing. You're still calling him Xiangzi. The fire chicken has developed a second combat skill. From now on, call him Brother Xiang. Right. Must call him Brother Xiang. Jiang Wuji had already noticed something wrong. This chicken must have had too much chili water and got diarrhea. It was having the runs. He grabbed Lin Ruoxue beside him and quickly moved toward the door just in case. Lin Ruoxue felt the warmth on her wrist and her body went limp, nearly falling. Jiang, what are you doing? Jiang Wuji stared at the fire chicken with an increasingly grave expression. Don't say I didn't warn you. We might need to run in a bit. Huh? Why run? As the fire chicken sprayed more fiercely, the smell in the exam hall grew stronger. Sniff, sniff. Hey, wait a minute. Do you guys smell a special odor? Hiss. Damn. Ugh, it's poop. Real poop. The crowd covered their noses and mouths and retreated, but the fire chicken in the sky seemed not yet satisfied. Seeing them flee, it immediately chased after them and let out another round of pff. Gao Tianxiang, damn you. Take your diarrhea chicken back. Fuck. My anima. Pay up. I jump. This chicken shit catches fire right away. Brothers, run. In an instant, the arena was filled with flying poop and flames. The 2 instructors calmly held up a barrier, but their faces were as dark as can be. They were professionally trained. No matter how angry they were, they wouldn't vent their anger on the students. Unless they couldn't help it. Gao Tianxiang, if you don't forcefully recall your spirit beast, you'll have to retake the exam. Gao Tianxiang looked at the valiant fire chicken in the sky and suddenly smiled mysteriously. Big brother is truly divine. This spicy chicken is... Li Xiu twitched the corner of his mouth, completely unable to hold back. Gao Tianxiang, what the hell are you laughing at? Take it back now. Gao Tianxiang finally regained his lost self from the joy. After a sincere apology, he quickly force-recalled the fire chicken. Although the exam had a bit of a strong smell, the instructor's humanity was not extinguished. The first event still gave an excellent score with an additional 10 points as a bonus, totaling 40 points. Gao Tianxiang's raised smile couldn't be suppressed. But unexpectedly during the second exam's 40-meter obstacle course things suddenly went wrong. With a long crow from the fire chicken, another wave of uninhibited free-flying began, causing the entire class to run out of the exam hall to avoid the poop, and ultimately only got 20 points. Fortunately, the third event turned the tide, finally achieving a perfect score of 30. In the end, he successfully graduated with an excellent score of 90 and was promoted to a junior beast tamer. When it was Lin Ruoxu's turn, Jiang Wuji learned what a true beast tamer was. The entire exam was smooth as silk, and she easily achieved perfect scores in all 3 events. Jiang, how did I perform? Lin Ruoxu stood with her hands behind her back, asking coyly despite knowing the answer. Jiang Wuji gave a thumbs up. 3 times elegant. Lin Ruoxu, delighted by the praise, turned into a little reporter, raised her hand, and asked back, "So Jiang is the top scorer this time, do you have any words to say?" Hearing this, everyone cast curious glances. Jiang Wuji cleared his throat and looked at the 2 examiners. "I just want to ask, do students with financial difficulties who get first place get a scholarship?" Jiang Wuji's words left Lin Ruoxu momentarily stunned, and the students instinctively turned their gazes toward the 2 examiners. To be fair, my brother Qi truly comes from a disadvantaged background. Applying for financial aid based on these extraordinary scores is more than justified. Exactly. With such prodigious results, every academy would vie for him. Surely some gesture of recognition is warranted. Zhao Tianhe and Li Xiu exchanged glances and nodded vigorously. "Rest assured, Mr. Jiang, we will certainly coordinate with your mentor Master Wang to submit this request to the academy administration. Students of your caliber are precisely whom the academy values most deeply." Jiang Wuji's expression softened with genuine emotion. After all, a student from an impoverished background must embody humility and gratitude. "Thank you both, esteemed examiners. I am profoundly honored to belong to Li Jiang Academy." His fist thudded against his chest with resonant force. This unreserved, heartfelt declaration sealed the scholarship matter beyond doubt. How could any dean resist such an outstanding student, brilliant in achievement and fervent in loyalty to his institution? Li Jiang Academy is equally honored to call you one of its own. With a sweeping gesture, Dean Sun Mingyuan of Li Jiang Beast-Tamer Academy announced a 5,000 silver scholarship, full tuition waiver, and complete coverage of accommodation and meals for the beginner Beast-Tamer class. The message was clear: when students love their academy, the academy loves them back, tenfold. Upon learning of the dean's refreshingly pragmatic leadership, Jiang Wuji nearly penned a blood-written commendation scroll himself. Truly effective deans are rare. Those who execute decisions with such swiftness and precision are nearly mythical. This man deserved unwavering allegiance. Drawing upon his rudimentary calligraphic skills from his past life, Jiang Wuji composed a bold, flowing inscription live at the award ceremony. "My mentors uplifted my aspirations toward the azure clouds. I shall tread snow-laden paths until I stand atop the highest peak." This surge of righteous, unyielding spirit left faculty and students alike awestruck. To them, it embodied the pure devotion of a destitute scholar to his alma mater, a mutual, soul-deep resonance. This was love itself. Sun Mingyuan, the venerable dean, nearing 3 centuries of age, wept openly, overcome with emotion. What a poem, what masterful calligraphy, what an exceptional student. Having nurtured generations for 100 years, he had never encountered a student so fiercely passionate and relentlessly driven. With such disciples, how could the future of Xia excellent? Jiang, should you ever need assistance, come directly to the West Courtyard. Whatever lies within my power, I shall never refuse. Jiang Wuji bowed formally. "Thank you, Dean." After the ceremony concluded, Sun Mingyuan carefully rolled the scroll titled Aspirations Toward the Azure Clouds and entrusted it to his aide, instructing solemnly, "Frame it with the finest materials available." Below the stage, Lin Ruoxu's eyes shimmered with tears. Truly the man she admired was incomparably admirable. Gao Tianxiang meanwhile enshrined Jiang Wuji as his personal deity. This elder brother radiated unmatched charisma. Back in class, Jiang Wuji reflected deeply. The seemingly useless knowledge from his previous life now proved astonishingly vital. Not only applicable, but wielded with uncanny mastery bordering on the arcane. Fortunately, during the written examination, he had resisted the old heuristic. When 3 options are short and 1 long, choose the long. Or else he might have truly failed. The enduring wisdom behind banning the blanket selection of option C continued to gain weight. After school, having received his scholarship, Jiang Wuji indulged in rare generosity, treating his entire class to grilled sausages in the academy canteen. To class 11, this modest gesture stirred profound emotion. It was common knowledge that Jiang Wuji once cherished grilled sausages above all, sometimes sustaining himself on nothing but a bowl of free white rice and a single sausage. Now that humble sausage transcended mere food. It symbolized the deep, abiding bond among classmates. "We thank Brother Qi for his generous gift. Brother Qi may be poor, but his integrity is unquestionable. As Gao Tianxiang savored the sizzling, glistening sausage, quiet reverence filled his heart. Others misunderstood Jiang Wuji's frugality. It was in truth a rare virtue. Yes, his elder brother was poor, but profoundly principled. While shattering records in the apprentice beast-tamer examination, Jiang Wuji also unveiled himself to the entire Li Jiang Academy as a superlative genius, peerless in both appearance and intellect. Instructors across the beginner classes scrambled desperately to wrest him from Master Wang Zilu's tutelage. Yet no one anticipated that Jiang Wuji's offhand remark, "All credit goes to Teacher Wang," would somehow reach Dean Sun Mingyuan's ears. With a single decree, the dean ordered Wang Zilu to retain Class 11, effectively granting him the opportunity to advance to full instructor status. Should Wang Zilu continue guiding Class 11 to successive triumphs, attaining senior instructor rank would no longer remain a distant dream. After 30 years as an apprentice class homeroom teacher, Wang Zilu had finally entered his spring. In the newly refurbished classroom, familiar faces filled the seats. At the podium, Wang Zilu stood, eyes glistening with emotion. "I thank the dean, and I thank each of you for your trust. Class 11 beginner level, we move forward together." Thunderous applause erupted. Jiang Wuji exhaled softly. Strangely, just seeing Master Wang's face brought him profound peace. Perhaps that was love itself. "Now we'll reassign seating. You're free to choose your partners. Any volunteers for change?" No sooner had Master Wang spoken than the girl seated beside Lin Ruoxue raised her hand. "Teacher Wang, I'd like to sit with Gao Tianxiang." Without hesitation, Gao Tianxiang leapt to his feet and swept his arm wide. "Dare you sever the bond between me and my elder brother? Not in 1,000 years. Not even if the celestial sovereign himself descended." Jiang Wuji gave a slight, approving nod. True brotherhood was the purest form of love. Flawless. The rejected girl stiffened, then huffed indignantly. "Who even wants you anyway?" She slumped into her seat and shrugged helplessly at Lin Ruoxue. "It's not that your best friend lacks support. It's simply that their bond is forged in unbreakable gold. I couldn't part them, even if I tried." At once, knowing glances flickered across the room. The class president's subtle intentions needed no explanation. Lin Ruoxue blinked, innocently bewildered. Then comprehension, dawning her cheeks, flushed crimson. "Jiang Na, what are you doing? Are you courting disaster? It's only natural for a best friend. No need to thank me." Hee. Blushing furiously, Lin Ruoxue whirled around to explain. "This wasn't my idea, Mr. Jiang, please don't misunderstand." Jiang Wuji nodded earnestly. "Rest assured, I hold no misconceptions. Between us nothing remains but pure, unadulterated affection." Laughter and teasing erupted, until Lin Ruoxue, wielding her authority as class president, sternly silenced them. She then spun around and pinched Jiang Na sharply beside her. Meanwhile, Gao Tianxiang feigned utter blindness. His stance was absolute. He had already declared not even the celestial sovereign himself could intervene. Impossible. Absolutely impossible. Women. Bah. They would never usurp his place in his elder brother's regard. Enough. Since no one wishes to change seats, please take your places. Now let me outline the requirements for the beginner level. Master Wang's words sharpened everyone's focus. Compared to the apprentice level, the beginner level imposed exponentially greater pressure, not merely academic, but existential. 4 beginner, intermediate, and advanced tiers represented not just enrollment levels, but official beast-tamer ranks. To earn such a rank required authentic battle-tested prowess. On stage, Master Wang projected the current beginner beast-tamer combat ranking list. Top 1, Baihan beginner beast-tamer, tamed beast drank ice spike warbear. Top 2, Zhaoheng beginner beast-tamer, tamed beast drank rock armored giant lizard. Top 3, Chu Kiki beginner beast-tamer, tamed beast drank shadow spirit cat. Scanning the list revealed seasoned veterans. Every name in the top 30 commanded a drank potential beast. Even among the top 80, the weakest tamed beast ranked E-rank. By contrast, the newly promoted apprentice class 11 possessed only one E-rank beast, Lin Ruoxue's ice crystal spirit mirror, while all others remained at frank potential. Just as suffocating despair settled over the room, Jiang Wuji raised his hand and posed a piercing question. "Master Wang, why haven't these seasoned practitioners yet advanced to intermediate beast-tamer rank?" Wang Zilu raised his hand and cleared his throat. "This is also the issue I am about to remind you of. Although their beast taming is well developed, their own cultivation fails to reach the level of an intermediate beast tamer. In other words, once a stalemate-like battle occurs, it becomes extremely difficult for them to maintain the balance of the contract, and the risk of being rebelled against by their tamed beasts is extremely high." At this point, Wang Zilu began to elaborate on the key practices for junior beast tamers. Compared to the various basic trainings of apprentice beast tamers, the focus of junior beast tamers leans more towards their own divine control power. To advance to an intermediate beast tamer, one must cultivate divine control power to the 3rd stage and master specific divine control techniques. This is also the best means to restrain beasts apart from the mental shackles of master-level beast tamers. A beast tamer who cannot control a rampaging tamed beast becomes a ticking time bomb. This is precisely why they were not permitted to advance to intermediate beasts. Because this type of divine control technique is an external method, it is also called external path cultivation by beast tamers, while mental power is regarded as the more advanced internal cultivation. As the lecture ended, Wang Zila's robes fluttered without wind, and his signature large wild boar slowly emerged from the adjacent beast-taming space, shaking. Humph. Raising his hand, Wang Zilu said softly, "Students, please pay attention. What I am about to demonstrate is one of the ways to utilize second-stage divine control power. External path forbidden 1 beast binding chain." With those words, the divine control power in Wang Zila's palm suddenly condensed into a pale blue chain that tightly bound the large wild boar. As he pulled the chain back, the large wild boar fell to the ground with a thud. The students exclaimed in amazement, "That's freaking awesome." However, Jiang Wuji frowned and raised his hand to ask, "Teacher Wang, can this technique be used on humans?" Wang Zila's expression stiffened. "What are you planning?" "Jiang Wuji, this idea of yours is very dangerous. You can't be an outlaw." The students also showed expressions of understanding. Their Chi Gu was planning to capture the leader first. As expected of the man who aspired to be a Xia beast, instead of focusing on taming beasts, he always thought about taming people. No wonder he was a super genius. Jiang Wuji gave an awkward laugh and quickly explained, "Teacher Wang, you misunderstood. I wouldn't use this skill to tie people up. I just want to know if this skill can be used on other people's tamed beasts, or to capture wild exotic beasts." With that, Wang Zilu finally breathed a sigh of relief, but he still solemnly declared to Jiang Wuji that external path cultivation could indeed be used on humans, but kidnapping was illegal. Especially kidnapping an unwilling girl. That would add to the crime. At least 10 years starting sentence. Jiang Wuji covered his face and let out a long sigh. Where is the basic trust between people, eh? He was no longer the same as when he first arrived. Besides, what's the point of learning a skill if not to use it? There's no harm in trying, right? The students clearly could not directly master the application of second-stage divine control power, and the entire morning was spent on lengthy theoretical lessons. When it came to the afternoon practical drills on the training ground, it was a complete mess. They hadn't even figured out the beast binding chain when their own beast cubs started running all over the place. Especially after Gao Tiangxiang's diarrhea chicken appeared, things got even more chaotic. Forget about practice. Before they could even recite the incantation, the chicken was already flying all over the sky, raining fire everywhere. Fortunately, Jiang Wuji was prepared and had already taken cover to the side. Lin Ruoxue also followed closely behind Jiang Wuji and squeezed into the corner. How did he raise his flame chicken? Its potential is only 5th grade, yet it's so strong. Jiang Wuji's mouth twitched. Must have been fed too much chili water. This raising method was really twisted, no idea what he was thinking. Ahem. I don't know. Just as the two were whispering, Gao Tiangxiang's flame chicken suddenly turned around and charged straight at them. Cluck, cluck, cluck. Lin Ruoxue decisively stood up and shielded Jiang Wuji. Crystal ice mirror. Bring it down. Swoosh, swoosh, swoosh. Streams of icy frost shot out like a Gatling gun, striking the flame chicken in midair and making it screech loudly. Gao Tiangxiang's expression changed, and he quickly used the contract to forcefully recall it. Monitor, have mercy, spare my chicken's life. At that moment, a dark mudball spiraled up into the sky, tightly enveloping the frozen flame chicken and absorbing all the remaining attacks. Everyone turned around. They saw Jiang Wuji reading a book titled Primary Beast-Taming Evolution Atlas with great relish. Just a little rubbing, and he got 6 points. How delightful. My baby can get stronger again. Current available enhancement points 6. Based on the current 5th grade Meyer monster's traits, the following attributes can be enhanced: Strength 3, Endurance 2, Spirit 4, Stickiness 2, Volume 3, exactly 6 points short. Perfect. The method of equal distribution: add points. Strength 4, Endurance 4, Spirit 4, Stickiness 4, Volume 4. When the total attribute points accumulate over 50, you can gain 1 evolution point. Evolution can grant a new mutated attribute. Current total attribute points 20. So satisfying. Snap. The moment he closed Primary Beast-Taming Evolution Atlas, Jiang Wuji curled his lips. External path forbidden 1 beast binding chain. He raised his hand, and a cerulean blue chain shot out, binding the flame chicken enveloped by the Meyer monster as well. Clang. With a twist of his wrist, he pulled the chain and yanked. The originally chaotic scene instantly fell silent. Holy crap. This. Taught this morning and mastered by afternoon. My Chi Gu is a freaking monster. Wang Zilu was utterly shocked by the beast binding chain. Just like last time when he taught contract formation, once taught, immediately mastered. Lin Ruoxue lifted her head slightly, her face full of admiration. Jiang Hao, how did you do that? Jiang Wuji raised an eyebrow. Isn't this quite simple? Isn't it just a matter of using divine power combined with the incantation to form a chain? What's so hard about it? Lin Ruoxu's face flushed red. She lowered her head and opened her small hands. It is hard. I can't condense it. Jiang Wuji raised his hand and gave her a gentle, comforting pat on the head. Don't rush. Keep practicing. As long as your divine power is strong enough, none of this will be a problem. Just clap your hands together, and whatever you call for will. Lin Ruoxu seemed to catch the implication and was momentarily dazed. No wonder Jiang is so impressive. So that means Jiang's divine power has already reached the middle to upper levels of the second rank. Jiang Wuji glanced at the system panel. He hadn't paid attention to his personal attributes before. Looking now, peak of the second rank. He had become this strong without even realizing it. How embarrassing. I guess so. A bit stronger than you all. Actually, for you personally, it's simple. Just go to the treasure pavilion and use a little bit of money power. Lin Ruoxu's eyes lit up and she immediately whispered, then after school my treat. You teach me the beast binding lock, okay? Who could refuse an invitation from a VVIP client? It was just teaching a skill, right? He could even do it Hansen. No problem. Just then Gao Tianxiang ran over with a look of grievance. Big bro. Spare my chicken life. Jiang Wuji snapped his fingers and the beast binding lock broke instantly. The suave move once again drew envy from the class. His control is just too strong. At this rate, Bro Chi will soon be topping the charts up there. Ahem. That's provided my Bro Chi doesn't use it on people. If not for that restriction, my Bro Chi could top the charts right now. Exactly. A quick slap to the face, grab the neck, and give a good beating, one hit, and they won't make a peep. Now Bro Chi has mastered a binding technique too. They can't even run away now. Drag them back and give them another good beating. Wang Zilu listened with a face full of black lines. It's all wrong. Everything is wrong. They've all been led astray by this lawless maniac, Jiang Wuji. Ahem. You bunch of rascals. Don't go causing trouble. All of you keep a low profile. The beast binding lock isn't meant to be used like that. This isn't what I taught you. The students exchanged knowing smiles and nodded repeatedly. They all understood. We're just thinking about it. After all, thinking isn't against the law. What if we're forced into it one day? Bro Chi's awareness is truly top-notch. Jiang Wuji was speechless. How could he be blamed for this? His worldview was different after the transmigration. He was innocent too, okay? Couldn't you guys learn something good? Ahem. That was just an instinctive reaction after my amnesia. It doesn't mean I'm that kind of person. Let's stick to what Teacher Wang taught us. Got it. Everyone grinned, showing their teeth. Bro Chi, don't worry. Those who get it, get it. Jiang Wuji's eyebrows twitched wildly. Do you guys really get it or not? Ahem, let's move on from this topic. Keep practicing. Under Wang Zila's supervision, everyone began another round of attempts. Jiang Wuji silently observed everyone and finally reached a conclusion. The reason the vast majority couldn't condense the beast binding lock wasn't because they were stupid, but because the strength of their divine power wasn't solid enough. Apart from daily cultivation, the only way to enhance divine power quickly was in places rich with the power of heaven and earth. It was either a natural treasure land or an artificial training ground. Wanting to quickly enhance divine power always required spending money. The only seemingly free method seemed to be the Academy's monthly Spirit Spring Baptism, which offered very limited improvement. After thinking it over, he really did need to visit the treasure pavilion. Last time he had seen some potions that could assist in cultivating divine power. They were a bit expensive, but still within his budget. After all, he was now a small tycoon with 50,400. Money not spent on oneself is as good as having none. After school, Jiang Wuji went to the treasure pavilion with Lin Ruoxu as promised. This time, because Jiang Wuji wasn't wearing a hat as soon as he entered the treasure pavilion, he immediately drew a lot of attention. Whoa, this guy's looks are truly heaven-defying. What a handsome young man. He stirred the dormant heart of this auntie for 30 years. Isn't this Jiang Wuji who's been the talk of Lijiang Academy lately? Is he famous? You haven't heard. This kid has broken the score record for the Apprentice Beast Tamer exam again. 280 points. Dean Sun personally awarded him the scholarship. How much? 280 points. An extra 80 points. Why? I heard he finished the written test with a perfect score in less than 3 minutes after getting the paper, and passed the practical test instantly, even opening his beast space in a flash. He's incredibly gifted. My God. Then this kid has limitless potential. Of course. With Dean Sun backing him, why worry about the future? The lobby manager Lu Qi, standing not far away, narrowed his eyes. Last time his subordinates had reported that the girl had an unusual background. He hadn't expected the boy's talent to be this monstrous either. He couldn't miss this opportunity. Lu Qi straightened his clothes and stepped forward slowly. Esteemed Miss Lin, Mr. Jiang, I am Lu Qi, the lobby manager here. May I ask what you need? Lin Ruoxu furrowed her delicate brows. Are you investigating us? Lu Qi's face stiffened as he quickly waved his hands. Miss Lin, please don't misunderstand. The young man who served you last time simply reported the facts. We absolutely did not conduct any private investigation. The Treasure Pavilion would never do something like leaking VIP information. Jiang Wuji nodded. Reading people and locking on to potential client information in advance was basic practice even back on Blue Star. He had to admit that Lu Qi being able to become the lobby manager definitely had a keen eye. Would like to see things suitable for enhancing a beginner beast tamer's divine power. Could you introduce some? Lu Qi subtly scanned the surroundings. Two distinguished guests. The main hall has too many people and prying eyes. Please this way. All right. Following Lu Qi's guidance, the two arrived in front of a VIP reception room, which surprised Jiang Wuji a bit. Manager Lu, isn't this treatment a bit too high for us? Lu Qi took out a card, swiped it at the door, and made a welcoming gesture. Not high at all. Please come in, esteemed guests. Mr. Jiang, you haven't joined our Treasure Pavilion's membership yet, have you? As he spoke, Lu Qi pulled a silver card from his pocket. This is a small token of my appreciation from Mr. Jiang. A silver-level membership card for it comes with 20,000 cash inside and qualifies you for point-based discounts. Of course, this is the highest authority I can grant. I hope Mr. Jiang will have many future collaborations with our Treasure Pavilion. Picking up the silver card from the table, Jiang Wuji's eyes darted thoughtfully. Manager Lu, are you betting on my potential and looking to make an investment? Lu Qi chuckled awkwardly as he approached the two, lowering his voice to say, Mr. Jiang, please don't misunderstand. This isn't my personal gesture, it's the long-standing principle of our Imperial Treasure Pavilion. Buying and selling naturally constitute a partnership. Otherwise, how do you think all these resources here come about? They are the contributions of our valued client. Since Mr. Jiang's talent has been recognized by Dean Sun, how could the Imperial Treasure Pavilion turn a blind eye? He toyed with the silver card in his hand, pondered for a moment, then directly stored it into his beast-taming space. Watching the beast-taming space open and close in an instant, Lu Qi's pupils constricted. An apprentice beast-tamer with such spatial comprehension, what would the future hold? Watching the beast-taming space open and close in an instant, Lu Qi's pupils constricted. An apprentice beast-tamer with such spatial comprehension. Having an additional channel in the future might be good for some small business. He'll take the card. Thank you, Manager Lu. Lu Qi snapped back to reality with a knowing smile and casually turned on the large screen in the VIP reception room, saying, Miss Lin, Mr. Jiang, these are the items suitable for enhancing second stage divine control power. Please take your time browsing. Once you've confirmed your choices, an attendant will bring them. He'll leave you to be. With a click of the door, Lu Qi departed gracefully, leaving Lin Ruoxue in the VIP room, feeling utterly awkward. The legendary scenario of a man and a woman alone in a room had arrived so unexpectedly. Having never experienced such a situation, Lin Ruoxue sat rigidly on the sofa, her small hands nervously fidgeting, while her large eyes secretly stole glances at Jiang Wuji beside her. He wasn't even looking at her. Why? At that moment, Jiang Wuji's left eye was fixed on the product descriptions on the screen, while his right eye calculated the system's numerical conversions. His focus was on cross-referencing and meticulous budgeting. Absolutely no being a fool. Second stage divine control potion, 400 coins per vial. Effect enhancement intensity, not exceeding 1. Note: continuous use reduces effectiveness. He was currently at the peak of the second stage, converted to a percentage still about 20 away. Not exceeding 1 meant it could be as low as a fraction of a percent, and continuous use would further diminish the effect. What a total scam. Buying this would be paying an idiot tax, wouldn't it? No, next. Body strengthening pill, 4 boxes per course, 800 coins per box. One course cost me 3200 coins. In my past life, even Luwei Dihuang pills could nourish the kidneys, and they didn't dare sell for this much. What's the effect? Strengthens the body and physique. Jiang Wuji stared at the forward description, lost in thought. If it had been exaggerated nonsense, he definitely wouldn't know. This kind of unpretentious advertising was a first for him. Guess I'll have to ask for help here. Have you tried this? Jiang Wuji's gaze shifted, locking onto Lin Ruoxue's extremely tense eyes, making her delicate body tremble. Oh, what? Yes. I think I've tried it. The effect? It's just so-so. Jiang Wuji looked at Lin Ruoxue's peculiar expression with some curiosity. So-so? How? Can you describe it in more detail? Lin Ruoxue raised a small finger, pointing at the screen. It's just as it says there. Strengthens the body and improves all indicators. You're already so strong you probably don't need supplements, right? Jiang Wuji chuckled. Who would ever think they're strong enough? 3200 it is. Add to cart. Next. Energizing mushroom, 500 coins each. The image that appeared made Jiang Wuji's whole body jolt. Whoa. Isn't this the red cap, white stem that makes you sleep forever after eating? Is this really edible? Effect: aids in cultivating divine control power, improving efficiency. Side effect: high probability of entering an illusion. Those with weak mental fortitude should use with caution. What a way to wander through the heavens and follow the Tao naturally. With his strong mental fortitude, he shouldn't be afraid, right? Let's try one first. A bit of everything, let's test them all. After purchasing a batch of novel resources, Jiang Wuji excitedly left the Imperial Treasure Pavilion ready to head back and experiment. A free 2000 today, very happy. But Lin Ruoxue beside him pouted, clearly a bit disappointed. For a moment, she even lost confidence in classmate Jiang. You haven't taught me the beast binding lock yet. Easy. Let's head back to the academy, and I can also get a little more practice in. Lin Ruoxue's beautiful eyes trembled. Practice? Jiang Wuji coughed violently. Damn, how did that slip out? You must have misheard, right? Do I seem like that kind of person? Lin Ruoxue blinked, then pouted again, recalling their time alone. I wouldn't know. Maybe I'm just not attractive enough. Jiang Wuji opened his mouth to speak. Why was she being so humble all of a sudden? Who said you're not attractive? Are they blind? Lin Ruoxue's delicate body trembled, and stars sparkled again in her beautiful eyes. Really? Just take out your mirror and ask it who is the most beautiful woman in the world. Lin Ruoxue's cheeks flushed instantly. She turned her head away in shyness. No, that's too embarrassing. Well, knowing it's embarrassing is good. Next time don't ask such obvious questions. Only then did Lin Ruoxue catch on, pouting in anger. You have such a sharp tongue. How would you know without tasting it? Oh, you pervert. Yes, the pervert himself. Giggle. Chatting and laughing, the two soon returned to the academy's training ground. While teaching Lin Ruoxue to master the beast-binding lock, Jiang Wuji also used little Zack to vigorously rub against the ice crystal spirit mirror. However, no matter how he rubbed, he couldn't trigger another upgrade point, which left him puzzled. He flipped through the elementary Beast Evolution Atlas again. Did this thing have a cooldown? Could it only be used once a day? Or was it limited to one use per? Lin Ruoxue leaned in to look. Oh, is Jiang's mud swamp monster about to evolve? That's so fast. Jiang Wuji closed the book and nodded slightly. It is indeed close to evolving. I wonder if it can mutate. At the mention of mutation, Lin Ruoxue's expression turned a bit dejected. I once heard from my father that almost all beast tamers that can mutate have undergone an unconventional growth period. That means if everything follows the standard evolution path, it's almost impossible. Just like the evolution routes in this book. It might not be too favorable for your mud swamp monster. Jiang Wuji had already seen this in the book, and Frank potential mud swamp monster only had one route for its next stage. At most, it could only evolve to a rank a typical filler beast tamer meant for the early stages. Seeing Lin Ruoxue worrying on his behalf, Jiang Wuji, I'm hungry. Let's go eat. Lin Ruoxue furrowed her brows, still looking uneasy. Are you planning to use it temporarily, and then switch beast tamers? Jiang Wuji curled his lips into a smile, and said half jokingly, what if I told you I could raise it to SS rank? Lin Ruoxue rolled her eyes dramatically, as if I believe that. After a hearty meal at the cafeteria, they parted ways at the dormitory entrance. They happened to bump into Jiang Na, who was coming downstairs, and of course, she couldn't resist teasing them. Oh, so that's why you didn't reply to my messages. So you were sneaking off on a date again. Shue, you really prioritize love over friendship. Aw, you big blabbermouth, hurry up and go. Jiang Na planted her hands on her hips with a snort. I'm not leaving. Naya. Lin Ruoxue's pretty face flushed crimson as she immediately raised her hand. Outer Path Prohibition 1 Beast Binding Chain. Jiang Na stared at the chains suddenly tightening around her, utterly dumbfounded. A blatant betrayal. Wow. Sneaking off on dates is one thing, but secretly practicing skills too. That's just too much. Lin Ruoxue, her face bright red, hoisted Jiang Na over her shoulder and dashed upstairs in a flash. Thank you, Jiang. See you tomorrow. Jiang Wuji raised an eyebrow. She hadn't known how to do it when he was teaching her earlier. Now she was using it so smoothly. Indeed, people only achieve great things when pushed. At such a young age, she had already learned how to kidnap. A worrying future. Back in the dorm, Jiang Wuji began to try out the trial products had bought. This effect far exceeded Jiang Wuji's expectations, earning an immediate thumbs up. The money was well spent. Riding this wave of warmth, Jiang Wuji sat on the balcony and pulled out the energizing. This effect far exceeded Jiang Wuji's expectations, earning an immediate thumbs up. The money was well spent. Riding this wave of warmth, Jiang Wuji sat on the balcony and pulled out the energizing mushroom. Red cap, white stem. It was almost time to sleep anyway, so getting affected didn't matter. Down the hatch. Crunch, crunch. This thing is a bit. Should I have washed it first? Well, it's already eaten. What's a little dirt? Gulp, time to cultivate. Whether it was the body-strengthening pill or the energizing mushroom, Jiang Wuji felt that his absorption of celestial energy had significantly accelerated. If he could maintain this pace, he estimated he'd break through to the 3rd tier in a few days. Once he did, defeating those Oldemers would be a breeze. Climbing up step by step, little Zack was sure to soar. Releasing the spirit beast space, the pitch-black little Zack splat onto the floor with a wet thud. The Infinite Evolution System panel also popped up simultaneously. Name Mud Swamp Monster Race Earth Spirit Clan Personality Quiet Taciturn Attribute Earth Element Semifluid Mud Life Form Potential Frank Talent Formless Body Can transform into any shape, can grow by devouring any earth-based materials. Skill Mud Swamp Strangle pulls the opponent into the body to suffocate them. Note the Mud Swamp monster can only strangle enemies smaller than its own volume. Seeing little Zack, whose color had reverted to its original hue, Jiang Wuji sighed. Eating spinach did nothing. He needed to eat dirt. Fortunately, he had exchanged 2 bags of frank nutrient soil from the Imperial Beast Pavilion with points. After mixing it thoroughly, he tossed it back into the Spirit Beast space. To be fair, the Mud Swamp monster was incredibly easy to care for. Any other Spirit Beast would have died under his care long ago. Click. Just then the dorm door burst open and Gao Tianxiang tiptoed in a strand of unknown slime, still hanging from the corner of his mouth. Jiang Wuji turned around and was startled. Where did this zombie come from? Was it the apocalypse? Excellent. A cruel smile curled at the corner of Jiang Wuji's mouth. Outer Path Prohibition 1. Bind. The divine control energy in his palm instantly condensed into 5 chains, binding Gao Tianxiang's limbs and neck tightly. Gao Tianxiang was dumbfounded. He struggled to produce 1 chain, but his big brother had summoned 5 in an instant. Hey wait, why was his big brother tying him up? Big bro, I know you're awesome, but let me go. Jiang Wuji raised an eyebrow. What was this zombie mumbling about? Could he earn points by killing zombies? Worth a try? He pulled out a football-sized mud ball and hurled it at the zombie's face. Bang! Jiang Wuji immediately flipped open the Beginner's Spirit Beast Evolution Atlas. Upgrade points available 0. No drop. Let's try a few more rounds. Bang bang bang. After a dozen strikes it still showed upgrade points available 0. Jiang Wuji closed the book and gave up. It seemed zombies weren't spirit beasts or battle beasts. Useless to keep, might as well enjoy a satisfying splatter. Had wanted to do this in his past life, but never had the chance. Glancing around, Jiang Wuji grabbed the drying pole from the balcony and waited. A bit too light. Better switch to a stool. Bound hand and foot, Gao Tianxiang saw Jiang Wuji dragging a stool toward him and screamed in terror. Murder. Help. Neighbors in the adjacent dorms opened their doors and peered out. What's going on? Sounds like Gao Tianxiang. Help. I'm gonna die. Let's go check it out. 2 neighboring dorms, both from class 11, entered to see Jiang Wuji binding Gao Tianxiang ready to strike. Holy crap. Tied up play. Brother Qi sure knows how to have fun. Seeing his saviors, Gao Tianxiang shook the beast binding chain vigorously. Damn it. Stop gawking and save me. The 4 by the door leaned against the wall, snickering slyly. What's the rush? Rare opportunity. We should learn from Brother Qi. Exactly. 5 beast binding chains at once. That's incredible. Jiang Wuji, holding the stool, froze. For more zombies. It seemed the whole dorm had fallen. Fine, let's take them all out. Bind. With that command, except for the chain around Gao Tianxiang's neck, the other 4 chains veered off, instantly binding the 4 onlookers tight. The 4 were baffled, while Gao Tianxiang fumed. Damn idiots. Brother's clearly having a psychotic episode. He doesn't even recognize us, and you're— Now the 4 finally panicked. Hell, why didn't you say so earlier? You're the idiot. Help. Help. The 5 of them wailed in unison, echoing through the hallway, drawing countless heads out, and even summoning the security guard from downstairs. Jiang Wuji swung the stool down, but just before the blow landed, a zombie dog burst in and clamped its jaws on the stool leg. Oh, dogs turned into— Could it count as a spirit beast? Worth a try. Never missing a chance to milk points, Jiang Wuji hurled the mud swamp monster out. Upgrade point 1. Upgrade point 1. Upgrade point 1. Seeing the points increase in the book, Jiang Wuji was ecstatic. This felt great. Little Zack get it. The elderly security guard rushing in was stunned. He was sending in Frank Mud Swamp Monster against an rank ghost hound. That kid sure had guts. Just then Gao Tianxiang shouted, Sir, my big bro's having a psychotic episode. He doesn't recognize anyone. Call his doctor quick. The security guard finally understood, so he was ill. That needed treatment. He summoned his second spirit beast. A crimson gold vine shot out straight for Jiang Wuji. Whoosh! The moment Jiang Wuji saw the old guard, he seemed to behold a biological mother entity. It even spat out tentacles. Definitely a final boss. Can't win. Run. He severed the chains with a wave and leaped off the balcony. Young man, this is the 8th floor. The roommates were horrified to see Jiang Wuji leap from the building. The 8th floor was neither too high nor too low. A normal person plummeting from there would be dead for sure. They all rushed to the balcony and saw a handsome figure pulling a chain, whooshing upward. With 1 swing, 2 swings, he vanished from sight in the blink of an eye. Gao Tianxiang exclaimed, What the hell? Is my big bro the reincarnation of a spider demon? Can the beast binding lock be used like this? The security guard quickly pulled out his phone and called the dean's son Minuan. Hello, Dean. Student Jiang Wuji from junior class 11 has had a mental breakdown and is now on the run. Evacuate the students immediately. This kid is not just ordinarily dangerous. On the other end of the phone, Sun Mingyuan was savoring tea while watching the sunset outside the window. Upon hearing the report, he laughed, so hard his gums showed. A grown man like you, what are you panicking about? What danger could a junior student pose? Hey, Dean, you have to believe me. That kid can summon 5 beast-binding locks with a wave of his hand and attacks anyone he sees. If I hadn't arrived in time, those 5 fools in his dorm would have had their heads bashed in by now. Sun Mingyuan's expression finally shifted. In the next moment, he saw a figure outside the window swinging past gracefully with a chain. Jiang Wuji tilted his head, and upon seeing the super zombie behind the glass, trembled all over. Holy crap, that is so ugly. Oh no, oh no. There are no good people in this school. Sun Mingyuan's face showed utter shock. Who taught him to use the beast-binding lock like that? Wang Z. LV. Misleading the students. After hanging up, Lijiang Academy raised the alarm. Attention, all students. Attention, all students. Jiang Wuji from junior class 11 has had a relapse of his mental illness. He is extremely trainee class and junior class students. If you encounter him, stay away immediately. After making the announcement, Sun Mingyuan summoned a white crane and soared into the sky. He was very curious how strong Jiang Wuji really was. This was a perfect opportunity to observe. As the old saying goes, without a bit of madness, how can one become a peerless genius? As soon as the announcement spread, all the junior class students became indignant. What did they mean by trainee and junior class students must stay away? Why? Wasn't this looking down on them? They were beast tamers of the same level. What made them inferior? In the girls' dormitory, Lin Ruoxue and Zhang Na were playfully tussling on the bed, their clothes slightly disheveled. Hearing the alarm, they went to the window to look around. Is it really him? Probably. Such a handsome guy, how did he end up with this illness? Lin Ruoxue frowned. Normally his mood was always stable. Why suddenly today? That's it. It must be because of the mind-sharpening mushroom he bought. Oh no, how could she have forgotten that? She clearly knew about his history of mental illness. She should have stopped him at that time. Whooshed. A handsome figure swung gracefully past the window in front of the 2 girls, causing Lin Ruoxue and Zhang Na to step back in unison. Wow. How did he fly up here? Oh my god. Can the beast-binding lock be used like this? So cool. You lovesick fool, hurry up and find a way to stop him. What can I do? Whoosh. At that moment, a huge white crane soared upward, startling the 2 girls so much that they stepped back again. Dean. Sun Mingyuan waved enthusiastically. Students, quickly go back. Stay in your dormitory and don't go anywhere. They'll just see what tricks this kid can pull today. The 2 girls' expressions stiffened. Was the dean planning to watch the commotion alone? How could that be? The 2 girls exchanged a glance, then held hands and nodded firmly. Let's go downstairs together. Go. Thump, thump, thump. They were not the only ones eager to watch the excitement. When such a thing suddenly happened on the usually peaceful campus, who could resist watching? Even the dean couldn't. Charge. Wait bro, where are we charging? The cafeteria? I just saw Jiang Wuji fly toward the cafeteria. What? Fly? Didn't he just become a junior? How can he fly? See, you're so inexperienced. It's the beast-binding lock. Hook onto the eaves and fly. It's super cool. Holy crap. His divine control force is that strong. Can't deny it, he's really strong. Instant summon and recall. Freaking awesome. I also want to see just how awesome this guy is. By now, no fewer than 100 people had gathered below the cafeteria, all just there to watch. Jiang Wuji, meanwhile, was squatting on the roof of the cafeteria, lost in thought. The zombies were gathering more and more. How could he collect supplies? In the apocalypse, supplies are king. And he happened to have a beast-taming space. What a pity not to seize the opportunity. Looking at the growing crowd of zombies below, Jiang Wuji sighed and glanced back at the path he had come from. He wondered where Xiangzi had gone. Hopefully he wouldn't come back now. When he passed by the girls' dormitory, just now he had wanted to go in and find Lin Ruoxue, but a strange bird had been chasing him all along. This feeling of being unable to save a single person. How painful. Crack. Jiang Wuji kicked down the iron railing on the edge of the roof several times, picked up a suitable angle iron, and swung it. Damn this apocalypse. Everyone deserves to die. Little Zack, now it's just the 2 of us fighting side by side. Possess me and become armor. As soon as the mental command was given, the mud swamp monster immediately softened and slowly wrapped around his arms and chest. This semi-fluid soft armor, in Jiang Wuji's view, could effectively defend against zombie sneak attacks. A brilliant blue chain shot out from his hand, his grip tightened on the angle iron, and a surge of ferocity erupted from his chest. Your dad will lead you out of the kill. With Jiang Wuji's leap, a series of crisp thuds rang out at the entrance of the cafeteria. The onlookers, caught off guard, were inexplicably beaten up. Jiang Wuji's rod rose and fell, the chain whipping around, sending people staggering in all directions. What the hell? Cries of pain rose and fell, and the surrounding onlookers kept retreating, but their enthusiasm for watching only increased. Holy crap, Jiang Wuji's kung fu is good. He's a bit handsome too. I think so too. Watching him makes me want to go and try with him. Hey, sounds good. Give it a try. Try it if you dare. Who's afraid? Let's go. A group of people grabbed whatever weapons were nearby and swarmed into the cafeteria, following Jiang Wuji moaning in pain, but enjoying themselves at the same time. This close combat is truly exhilarating. This is the kind of duel a real man should have. Satisfying. Seeing the situation escalate, the students beaten black and blue, yet still laughing and charging forward. The Dean Sun Mingyuan could no longer hold back. So many people fighting one and still can't win. Who taught you? Stop. Sun Mingyuan's shout seemed to possess a magical power, causing everyone to halt their actions. Jiang Wuji shook his head, and the scene before him gradually came into focus. His right foot was planted on a pig-like face, while his left hand gripped a horse-like visage. Upon closer inspection, they were all people. What in the world had happened? Wasn't this supposed to be the apocalypse? His pupils dilated, his heart trembled. The angle iron in his hand clattered onto the cafeteria table. Had he caused trouble? Jiang Wuji looked around. Brothers with twisted mouths and crooked eyes lay scattered everywhere. This trouble had caused was perhaps a bit too big. Jiang Wuji gently lifted his foot from a pig-faced brother's face and lightly patted the shoulder of a horse-faced brother. Under the watchful eyes of the crowd, Jiang Wuji gave an awkward smile. Brothers, the injuries on your faces. Where did you run into? Clang. Everyone stumbled back. This guy wasn't normal even after recovering. Sun Mingyuan covered his face, feeling both relieved and troubled. Relieved that Jiang Wuji was a true genius. Not only a genius, but also brave and skilled in battle with the valor to stand against 10,000 foes. He was perfect material for conquering the lands. Yet the troubling part was, this kid truly had a problem with his mind. He couldn't distinguish friend from foe, nearly wiping out his own side. Ahem. What exactly happened to you just now? Jiang Wuji slid down from the dining table and said somewhat shyly, what if I said I don't know? Would you believe me, Dean? Sun Mingyuan choked in disbelief. Believe you my foot. Just then Lin Ruoxua shouted from behind the crowd, alert mushroom. Did classmate Jiang eat an alert mushroom? Jiang Wuji tilted his head, his gaze slowly sharpening. Oh, that's it. No mistake. It was that. That was it. So he had been poisoned. Right. I knew everyone looked like zombies. I must have fallen into the alert mushroom's mental illusion. Slap. Sun Mingyuan smacked his forehead. This kid was invincible. Knowing his own mind was weak, he still ate an alert mushroom. At that moment, Jiang Wuji's two attending physicians arrived belatedly in white coats. Upon seeing Sun Mingyuan, they immediately stepped forward to salute. Dean, what's the situation now? Sun Mingyuan's beard twitched. The foolish child is poisoned by alert mushrooms. The two physicians burst into a fit of coughs. They knew about treating symptoms, but this was the first time they'd heard of testing poison on oneself. It seemed the dosage needed to be increased. And these people, what happened to them? Looking at the students with twisted mouths and eyes lying on the ground, Sun Mingyuan let out another long sigh. Beaten by this foolish child, the two physicians gasped sharply. Impressive. My big brother is like a war god. Gao Tiangxiang's heartfelt exclamation made the surrounding students nod. It had to be said. He was truly formidable and could really fight. The two physicians exchanged glances and finally fixed their gaze on Jiang Wuji. Jiang Wuji's mouth twitched as if he had already accepted his fate. This trip to the hospital he feared was unavoidable. But he still asked tentatively, I've learned my lesson, please let— No. Then can I walk myself? No. Then what are you waiting for? Where's the anesthetic vine? Hurry up and tie me up. Don't delay my classes tomorrow. The two tilted their heads. What kind of world was this? A mental patient acting— Let's go. Jiang Wuji strode out of the cafeteria with a swaggering, defiant gait. The next second a azure chain shot into the sky. Whoosh! Get him. Don't let him escape. Escape my foot. I'm going to the hospital myself. Stop dawdling. What? A mental patient acting all high and mighty. The next morning the playground of Lijiang Academy was packed with people. All were junior class students with a small group in front wrapped in bandages mostly on their heads, a rather striking sight. Standing on the podium with hands behind his back before the microphone was Jiang Wuji, the mental patient just discharged from the hospital. A self-criticism meeting had somehow turned into a commendation ceremony. As for what was being commended, it was naturally those brave souls with bandaged heads below the stage. 3 pages of self-criticism had become a declaration of valor, ending with "Forgive me for being unruly and loving freedom all my life. This is youth. Burn on, brothers." After speaking, Jiang Wuji swung away on a beast-binding chain, stirring up a wave of passion among the students below, who also experienced a small climax. Take off. Yo-ho-ho, a feeling like no other. Whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. Watching a group of bandaged wild men swinging clumsily on beast-binding chains around the campus, Sun Mingyuan, on the high platform, kept patting his chest to calm himself. while Wang Zilu beside him trembled in fear. Wang Zilu, is this how the beast binding chain is used? Is this what you taught? Wang Zilu shuddered and immediately raised 3 fingers. Injustice, Dean. I swear to heaven I didn't teach this. Even if I wanted to, I couldn't have come up with it. If you must blame someone, blame classmate Jiang Wuji for being a genius with a gift. You know, Dean. He's a patient. Sun Minjuan's beard quivered with anger. I know nothing. Who knows how you taught them? Look at this group of misled students. What's the difference between them and crazy monkeys? Wang Zilu tilted his head, watched for a moment, then suddenly raised his hand and shot out a beast-binding chain whooshing into the air. For a beast tamer who had never experienced the thrill of flight, this feeling was simply too joyful. After swinging around, Wang Zilu returned to Sun Minjuan's side, who was now covered in black lines, and gave an awkward laugh. Dean, it's no wonder the students like this usage. After all, who can resist the joy of flying? Moreover, this method can greatly stimulate the students' enthusiasm. In the past, when they practiced the beast-binding chain, they complained, endlessly afraid of wasting divine guard energy. But now look, they're practicing on their own, training through play. This is a good thing. No sooner had he spoken than Wang Zilu saw a chubby student who had run out of energy midair fall with a thud from the eaves. My leg. Sun Minjuan's brows twitched wildly. You call this a good thing? At this rate, how many will be intact in a month? What will their parents think of us? Wang Zilu rubbed his nose and muttered inwardly, their parents might actually like it too. After all, only a few could raise flying beasts, and even fewer beast tamers could share the power of flight through their beasts. This was an innovation in teaching. Do you think everyone can just soar into the sky like you? Within half a day, students hospitalized due to various fall injuries had filled even the corridors of the academy's inpatient department. Each one was bandaged, laughing and chatting, occasionally summarizing the root cause of their falls, a testament to their diligent practice. Falling was just because they were bad, not because. This technical craze spread from the junior classes all the way to the senior classes. As soon as you entered the school gate, you could see people swinging overhead, shouting slogans of youthful freedom. Those who had never swung couldn't understand. It was absolutely thrilling. And the inventor of this technique, Jiang Wuji, was now squatting in the training ground with a pained expression, watching his limping classmates laugh and chat. Beside him, Lin Ruoxue had a swelling patch on her forehead. According to Jiang Na, she had run into a tree and cried for half the day. Gao Tianxiang had his left hand bandaged while still swinging with his right, epitomizing the bad but addicted spirit. Wang Zilu looked at the injured students in his class and sighed repeatedly. Classmate Jiang, you need to be more careful next time. These unorthodox techniques can't be used recklessly. If you keep inventing like this, Lijiang Academy might turn into Lijiang Orthopedics. I won't be able to explain it to Dean Sun either. Jiang Wuji kept drawing circles on the ground with a twig, feeling extremely annoyed. Seriously, who told them to imitate him? Could he be blamed for their falls? Now he was being treated as the culprit. Wasn't that unfair? Geniuses are always misunderstood. That saying was Yes, Teacher Wang is right. They'll be careful next time. Wang Zilu finally nodded in relief, then asked with concern, I heard from classmate Lin that your mud monster is about to evolve, right? Wang Zilu's reminder made Jiang Wuji jolt upright. During his poisoning, he had been fighting alongside Xiao Zhak and apparently earned quite a few evolution points. He couldn't wait to whip out the elementary beast-taming evolution atlas and flipped it open, only to be utterly stunned. Holy crap, how could there be so many? Current available upgrade points, 32. Based on the current Frank Meyer monster traits, the following attributes can be upgraded: Strength 4, Endurance 4, Spirit 4, Adhesion 4, Volume 4. When total attribute points exceed 50, Evolution points 1 are gained. Evolution can unlock a new mutated attribute. Current total attribute points 20. Time to pile them on. Equal distribution method. Strength 10, Endurance 10, Spirit 10, Adhesion 10, Volume 10. Current total attribute points 50. Current remaining evolution points 2. Ding. The Infinite Evolution System has detected that the Frank Meyer monster meets the evolution conditions. Please choose an aberrant evolution path host. Evolution Path 1, Earth Spirit Clan Mudstone Golem. Focus on defense and strength. Evolution Path 2, Spirit Clan Venom Swamp Gel Beast. Focus on paralysis and resilience. The first path, though aberrant, remains in the Earth Spirit Clan. The second path actually mutates into the Spirit Clan. The Spirit Clan opens up much broader possibilities. That means Path 2 offers more diverse future evolution options and a better outlook. Good prospects aside, Path 2's attributes don't seem too impressive. Focus on paralysis and resilience. It won't be tanky. For tankiness, the Earth Spirit Clan is still the way. Torn with indecision. System, is there an evolved visual reference? Ding. Simulating, please wait. Aberrant evolution follows non-deterministic rules. The generated visual is for reference only. Random generation complete. Hiss. Staring at the sudden reference image before him, Jiang Wuji swallowed hard several times. a mini MO feat, and a purple bubble monster. Good heavens, a real hybrid behemoth. The stone golem was indeed tempting. Unable to decide, Jiang Wuji clicked his teeth and sought Wang Zilu's advice. Master Wang, which has better prospects, the Earth Spirit Clan or the Spirit Clan? Wang Zilu answered without a moment's hesitation, as everyone knows the Earth Spirit Clan has tough promotions and mostly simple evolution paths. Excluding mutation factors, the Spirit Clan is superior, especially in combat. Earth Spirit Clan beasts are almost always passive. Even in strength, potential like the rock-scaled giant python is considered mediocre among same-rank beasts. Most importantly, contracting with an Earth Spirit Clan beast usually grants the tamer bonuses to defense and strength. These attributes are fine in the early stages, but prove woefully inadequate later on. Of course, if you only plan to get through the early phase and boost your own protection, contracting an Earth Spirit Clan beast is quite cost-effective. Jiang Wuji grimaced. Earth Spirit Clan beasts were mostly used as shields. In terms of nurturing cost, their advantages were indeed high. But from a combat perspective, the cost-performance ratio was low. He had already coasted through the early stages. If he wanted to keep coasting later, the Earth Spirit Clan would only make it harder. Moreover, the attribute points required for future promotions would only increase. Facing fast-flying beasts, he'd be countered completely. Couldn't even touch them. Even now, he could barely withstand Lin Ruoshue's E-rank Ice Crystal Spirit, let alone climb the leaderboard with a stone golem. Not getting killed would be a miracle. In contrast, Path 2's Venom Swamp Gel Beast had paralysis attacks and some resilience. Even if not as tanky as the Earth Spirit Clan, it could withstand a couple of hits. It was a balanced offensive-defensive beast. Times change. Cost performance is... That's the one. E-rank Venom Swamp Gel Beast. Ding. Host, please confirm the promotion. Proceed. Yes. Promote it. Ding. Infinite Evolution begins. Please wait. As the system prompt rang, Jiang Wuji's body trembled, and his beast-taming space was for... A green light slowly rose. The chattering students in the training ground all turned their heads. Whoa. What's that now? What else could it be? Chi Ji Xiao Zak is getting a promotion. So fast. Nonsense. Our Chi Gu is no ordinary man. He's the warrior who ate stimulant mushrooms despite knowing the risk of mental disorder. True, but why is the promotion light green? Gao Tianxiang crossed his arms and smirked mysteriously. Eating healthy, that's why? All organic veggies. Wang Zilu stared at the green light, his mind blank. Something's off. And Frank Meyer monster is Earth Spirit Clan. Its promotion light should be brownish or earthy yellow. Green doesn't match. This is scientifically impossible. Jiang Wuji was dumbfounded too. Truly off. An E-rank Venom Swamp Gel Beast should be purple. It should emit purple light. Why is it green? What the hell could it be? This is the legendary aberrant promotion. Jiang Wuji's shout truly stunned everyone. What had they heard? A legendary aberrant evolution? Was it for real? Jiang Wuji couldn't suppress the grin spreading across his lips. Love is a light that turns you green with envy. If the A-grade Venom Swamp Gelatin Beast really was green, that would be absolutely perfect. That spinach was definitely not eaten in vain. The surrounding students formed a circle, persistently pressing Wang Zili for confirmation. Wang Zili stared intently at the swamp monster within that beam of green light, transforming in an extremely bizarre manner, completely beyond his comprehension. Teacher Wang, is this truly an aberrant evolution? Yeah. Teacher Wang, please explain. His once sleek jet-black hair was now tousled like a bird's nest, yet Wang Zili remained utterly perplexed. This defies science. Aberrant evolution in Earth Spirit Clan should progress toward the Spirit Clan. How could it become a plant-type Spirit Clan? If it's not a plant-type Spirit Clan, how can it emit green light? Jiang Wuji raised a hand and cleared his throat lightly. Teacher Wang, what if hypothetically it's still a swamp monster, just with an additional aberrant ability? For instance, what if the bubbling green part is poisonous? Wang Zili immediately refuted. Impossible. Absolutely impossible. Anything with a toxin attribute must belong to the spirit beast or plant lineage within the Spirit Clan. Just then Gao Tianxiang suddenly gasped from the crowd. Hiss! Look! The swamp monster in the beam seems to have opened a tiny eye. Everyone strained their eyes to peer into the beam. I think it looks more like a bubble eye. Hey, look! Another eye is emerging. Holy crap! Those really are eyes. Wang Zili's pupils constricted violently, and he yanked out a handful of hair on the spot. A true spirit beast lineage. Unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable. A swamp monster can aberrantly evolve into the spirit beast lineage. This is insane. This has to be the most explosive news in the last 30 years. Dean, Jiang Wuji from my class has outdone himself again. Tap tap tap. Watching Wang Zili sprint away like a madman, the students of junior class 11 were speechless. No offense, but don't you think our director Wang seems a bit unhinged lately? You mean he's lost his mind? Just say it. Ahem. Brother Chi is still here. Show some respect. It's fine, we're all in the same boat. No need to be shy. Jiang Wuji crouched on the ground, picked up a twig, and poked at the evolving Zac within the beam, while also pulling up the system panel to check its status. Name: Venom Swamp Gelatin Beast Race Spirit Clan Spirit Beast Lineage Personality Slacker Attribute Neurotoxin Semi-Fluid Gelatinous Spirit Beast Potential Grade Talents Formless Body Can shapeshift arbitrarily. Plant Devouring Can consume any vegetation and grow through digestion. Skill: Mucus Missile Fires Neuroparalytic Mucus Projectiles to attack enemies at range. Note: the more this skill is used, the smaller the Venom Swamp Gelatin Beast becomes. Shared abilities: Paralysis, Immunity, Toughness, Boost. Jiang Wuji was very satisfied with the attributes on the panel, one step closer to his dream of cultivating little Zac. After all, who could resist such a lovely squishy green pudding? Jiang Wuji grinned and opened the Elementary Beast-Taming Evolution Atlas again. Current available enhancement points 2 based on the current E-grade Venom Swamp Gelatin Beast traits. The following attributes can be enhanced: Strength 0, Endurance 0, Spirit 0, Toxicity 0, Toughness 0, Volume 0. When total attribute points exceed 100, an evolution point can be obtained. Evolution unlocks new mutated attributes. Current total attribute points 0. Oh ho! The upper limit for evolution has indeed increased. Then the difficulty of acquiring points must have also increased. No panic. This little guy offers incredible value. It only needs to eat grass. He'll make sure it grows big and green. The surrounding students watched Jiang Wuji still diligently reading and felt deeply ashamed. No wonder Brother Qi is so strong. With such a freakish talent and such dedication, he's a true role model. Exactly, it even makes me nervous. Huh, what are you nervous about? If Brother Qi keeps studying like this, he'll leave us behind one day. Gao Tianxiang rolled his eyes and retorted, isn't that inevitable? With my big brother's abilities, once he starts topping the charts, he's bound to soar. You should be grateful. With him leading the way, we can follow in his wake. Besides, he often comes up with unconventional moves that benefit us for life. Watch closely, learn well, and just go for it. Everyone tilted their heads and nodded. There was some truth to that. If you can't catch up, at least strive to keep pace. Just then Sun Mingyuan burst in with a group of instructors surrounding the Class 11 training ground. My goodness. It really has mutated. Unbelievable. Truly unbelievable. Dean Sun Mingyuan was nearly pulling his beard out. I've never heard of a swamp monster aberrantly evolving into the spirit beast lineage. Jiang Wuji closed the book with a faint smile, silently thinking, that's because you never met me before. If you had, it would have mutated long ago. Though that was what he thought, he said cheerfully, Dean, there's no need to be surprised. Since I'm not exactly normal, it's only natural that my tamed beast is a bit unusual. The instructors exchanged glances. What he said actually made sense, and they couldn't argue. Sun Mingyuan frowned, seemingly connecting the dots, then suddenly exclaimed after a moment of thought. I've got it. Beast mutation isn't just about raising them. It must be linked to the tamer's mental strength or spiritual contract. Every tamer who has raised a mutated beast has formidable mental power. Yes, that must be it. After a burst of laughter, Sun Mingyuan patted Jiang Wuji's shoulder heavily. Your insight has opened a new path in the study of beast mutations. You've made a great contribution. Once your swamp monster finishes evolving, you'll write a research paper and submit it to the higher-ups. If they approve this theory, you'll be set for life. Jiang Wuji chuckled and scratched his head sheepishly. I don't care much about credit. How about something practical like a scholarship? After all, I'm a financially struggling student. I'm all about pragmatism. Everyone burst into laughter at his honesty, and Sun Mingyuan couldn't stop grinning. If the higher-ups really accept your theory, you could become a researcher at our Empire's Aberrant Beast Research Institute. As long as you can prove your point. You'll get an Empire-certified title, a salary, and research funding. The benefits might even rival mine as dean. Kid, you have a bright future ahead. Jiang Wuji's eyes immediately sparkled with brilliance. As long as he could prove his theory was correct. Although he knew nothing about beast taming, how could the mutation of tamed beasts possibly have nothing to do with mental strength? What others couldn't prove, he could. With his Infinite Evolution System and the primary Beast-Taming Evolution Atlas in hand, a stable mutation was all but a 100 success rate. Who dared to refute that? Wasn't this the legendary Iron Rice Bowl? The Great Xia Mutant Beast Research Institute, right? He was determined to become the chief researcher. Patting his chest solemnly, Jiang Wuji looked utterly serious. Rest assured, Dean. It is my duty to research mutant beasts for Great Xia. Sun Mingyuan stroked his sparse beard, feeling deeply gratified. Though this kid had a few screws loose, his moral compass was truly spot on. At that moment, the green beam of light at the center trembled, erupting into a dazzling radiance once more. A golden spiritual contract manifested, and the mutation and ascension were fully complete. Jiang Wuji shuddered as well. The power of the contract's feedback made him feel as though he could take on 10 opponents. Even the world before his eyes seemed to sharpen. Was this the feedback of resilience? Wait, why did his mental strength feel stronger? Could resilience be tied to mental power? Consulting the Infinite Evolution System once more, Jiang Wuji finally confirmed this. Resilience was a higher attribute combining spirit and endurance. After resilience was enhanced, the other two attributes would also receive numerical boosts influenced by it. So now the focus for raising little Zack shifted to prioritizing resilience and volume. One increased the base stats, the other raised attack frequency. At this point, the panel still had 2 upgrade points remaining, and he distributed them evenly, first to resilience and volume. Current available upgrade points 0. Based on the current E-rank Toxic Swamp Gel Beast traits, the following attributes can be enhanced: Strength 0, Endurance 0, Spirit 0, Toxicity 0, Resilience 1, Volume 1. When the total attribute points exceed 100, an evolution point can be obtained. After evolution, new mutated attributes can be gained. Current total attribute points 2. How satisfying. Having just completed its mutation and ascension, little Zack's green light gradually receded, and a palm-sized adorable green creature, resembling a Rupert's tear, finally appeared before everyone. Its semi-transparent bouncy body had grown slightly plumper, and its 2 large yellow transparent eyes blinked inquisitively, as if observing this suddenly clearer world. Though limbless as an already ascended spirit beast, little Zack had awakened a small portion of intelligence compared to the previously dull Earth Spirit clan. Because of the equal contract, little Zack also developed a close sense of dependence on Jiang Wuji. This suddenly stirred a hint of paternal affection in Jiang Wuji, who clapped his hands with a benevolent expression. Son, come give daddy a hug. Little Zack immediately shook the little tuft on its head, hopping and bouncing onto Jiang Wuji's hands. Lin Ruoxue also approached and gently poked little Zack's cheek with her snow-white finger. It's so cute, like a pudding. Ding, ding, ding. Watching Lin Ruoxue suddenly glitch and her eyes glaze over, everyone was baffled. What was happening? It wasn't until Lin Ruoxue's eyes started rolling back that Jiang Wuji realized. Oh no, his baby seemed to be poisonous. She was stun-numb. Fortunately, he had shared immunity, or had been numb too. Scooping up Lin Ruoxue's trembling form, he took little Zack and soared to the rooftop with a flying lock technique, heading straight for the campus hospital. Dean, please contact my attending physician. My kid has neuroparalytic toxins. This girl is poisoned. The moment the words fell, Jiang Wuji's figure carrying Lin Ruoxue had already vanished from sight. The single-handed, seamless, chain-switching operation drew exclamations from the crowd of students. My bro Chi is truly insane. Carrying someone and still pulling off such smooth one-handed moves. Truly impressive. Nonsense, my big bro is the founding master of the flying lock. How could he not be amazing? Gao Tianxiang, holding his right arm in a cast, seemed to see hope again. One hand could still achieve great things. Practice it. In the evening, just as Jiang Wuji was walking out of the hospital gate with a pale-faced Lin Ruoxue, they coincidentally ran into Gao Tianxiang being wheeled in. By now both his arms were wrapped in bandages. Big bro, what a coincidence. Look how brave I am. Jiang Wuji opened his mouth, but all the words turned into a single thumbs up. Xiangzi, you're awesome. Crank up the dosage. In 7 days you'll be a real man again. Gao Tianxiang lifted his chin. Absolutely. I've been training my divine guard power to the mid-second stage these days, super fierce. The 2 doctors carrying Gao Tianxiang were utterly numb. Their overtime in recent days had exceeded the total of the past 3 months. More and more students who loved to court death were appearing. Hospital visits became routine, even turning into a badge of courage. If girls dared to try, how could boys hold back? Those who hadn't been to the hospital weren't warriors. They couldn't hold their heads up in class. Now a video of Jiang Wuji carrying Lin Ruoxue one-handed across campus had gone viral. In the eyes of those brave students, there was no longing for the school beauty, only the pursuit of technique. Because only by mastering this technique could one gain the right to choose a partner in class. Otherwise, if a girl asked if you could do it, and you said no, how awkward would. Even putting that aside, a girl might be optional, but the technique was not. That was the bottom line. Jiang Wuji, the founding master of the flying lock, had once again raised the bar, sparking a wave of competitive technique-driven improvement. Some students who had already mastered it began actively increasing the difficulty, even creating fixed track racing modes. The hospital's Wi-Fi couldn't keep up with their speed. The bright moon hung high, and silly children smiled at me. A group of students like wild monkeys screeched and leaped between buildings, bouncing back and forth, exhausting Sun Mingyuan. He had tried more than once to stop this dangerous behavior, but he couldn't ignore the students' progress. Because of this single operation, the students' drive to cultivate divine guard power grew stronger by the day. Not only that, but their mastery of external techniques also climbed daily, advancing at a staggering rate. Aside from the danger, it was all benefits. Yet the sole dangerous downside had become a trial of courage for the students. As the saying goes, academic subjects are easy to teach, but character is hard to cultivate. Now this kind of competitive catch-up teaching was all self-initiated by the students. How could he, as the dean, bear to crush their passions? After several sighs, Sun Mingyuan finally shook his head. What the students loved was what truly meaningful teaching was. But the school doctor's salary would need a raise. The hospital would probably need expansion too. Not enough space. Far from enough. A ringtone chimed, and Sun Mingyuan reluctantly withdrew his gaze from the rooftop. Hello, I'm Sun Mingyuan from Lijiang Academy. Dean Sun and the director of the Great Xia Mutant Beast Research Institute. We're very interested in what you sent today. Would it be convenient to send a researcher to reside at the school for joint observation? Sun Mingyuan raised an eyebrow, surprised by the swift reply. Of course, would be delighted to welcome you at Lijiang Academy. Jiang Wuji is in the junior 11th class. Once your people arrive, I'll assign him a teaching assistant role. That'll make things smoother. Please don't mention it. It's our duty at Lijiang Academy. Arriving tomorrow. So soon. Very well, I'll make the arrangements immediately. The next morning, when the junior 11th class awaited Wang Zili's morning lesson, he had vanished without a trace, and the substitute teacher turned out to be none other than their old dean Sun Mingyuan. Ahem. Don't look at me like that, everyone. Though I haven't taught in over a century, my skills are still sharp. Rest assured about the quality. Jiang Wuji was speechless. At 300 years old, was this really the prime time to hustle? With so many teachers at Lijiang Academy, couldn't someone else fill in? Where there's a strange occurrence, there's bound to be a twist. Dean, may I ask, did Teacher Wang go on a date, or did he have a bad case of the runs last night? On stage, Sun Mingyuan coughed again. These kids sure had some nerve. Yesterday, the dean of the Great Xia Beast Research Institute took great interest in Jiang Wuji's mutated. He dispatched researchers overnight to observe alongside us for a while. So your teacher Wang is representing Lijiang Academy to receive them. He should be back. The students gasped, all eyes on Jiang Wuji. Chi-ji, your influence is something else. More than that. It's like you've alerted the Imperial Center itself. Looks like our big bro is getting picked up young. Lijiang Academy loses a prodigy. What? My big bro's transferring. No way. Gao Tianxiang, feeling the impending break of their bond, shot up. Dean, I object. Snickers erupted around him. Who did he think he was? Who needed his consent? Sun Mingyuan watched these wild-minded students and couldn't help but rub his forehead. These young ones sure had imagination. Ahem. Rest assured, everyone. The researcher is here solely to observe the beast. It has nothing to do with Jiang Wuji's enrollment. Jiang Wuji won't be leaving Lijiang Academy because of this. Gao Tianxiang finally broke into a satisfied grin and plopped back down. Thanks, Dean. I'm good now. All right. Look at you all. Jiang Wuji hasn't even spoken yet, and you're already kicking up a fuss. Jiang Wuji, take this seriously and engage fully. Jiang Wuji nodded repeatedly. This was like a job offer. He had to make the most of it. Dean, rest assured. I'm warm and hospitable. There will be no awkward silences. Good. I'm glad to hear that. Come, open your textbooks. Today we continue with the external reinforcement technique, hardening. A beast tamer uses their divine control energy to bolster their beast's defense, a critical move to survive a fatal blow in dire straits. This external technique will greatly enhance your beast's survivability and enable a decisive counterattack at key moments. For those with naturally weaker beasts, mastering hardening is essential. If you learn this basic technique, well, it can even let your beast fight above its rank. Jiang Wuji's eyes lit up. What a skill. With his invincible third-tier divine control energy, if he poured it all, and couldn't he rack up points again? Dean, my little Zack volunteers. Good. Huh. The smile froze on Sun Mingyuan's face. He couldn't fathom what was going on in Jiang Wuji's extraordinary mind. Jiang Wuji, this is a theory class. How can you volunteer? Jiang Wuji stood up, dead serious. Sorry, Dean, I just learned it and want to try. The classroom fell into pin-drop silence. No way. Even faster than last time. Truly my big bro, a man like a god. Sun Mingyuan stared incredulous. Hardening might be basic, but it wasn't something you could master at a glance. Gao Tianxiang shot up like a mummy from a tomb. Dean, let me test my big bro. Sun Mingyuan's mouth twitched, both arms in bandages, and he was still this fired up. Ahem, you'd better rest, young man. Gao Tianxiang tossed his yellow hair. No worries. My arms are out, but that doesn't stop my summoning. Come forth, fire chicken. At the shout, memories of certain foul experiences flooded back, and the students rushed to pin Gao Tianxiang down. Don't you dare spray my animo again. Sun Mingyuan hurried over to pull them apart. He's a classmate. Can't do that. Besides, he's injured. The students sighed in exasperation and explained to the dean, Dean, you don't know. This kid feeds his flame chicken chili water, super spicy. Every time it comes out, it has the runs, and the stench is unbearable. Exactly. We're protecting everyone's learning environment. Unless necessary, his beast can't be summoned. Right. Absolutely no letting his diarrhea chicken out. It's definitely holding in a big one. Sun Mingyuan was stunned. Chili water for a flame chicken. How did he pour it? From where? 3 centuries of beast taming, and had never heard of such a method. What kind of genius was this? You? What's your name? Gao Tianxiang smirked. Dean am Gao Tianxiang. They call me Xiang Ji. Boos echoed around. We used to call you Xiang Ji out of brotherhood, but now you really let loose on us. Exactly. Every time you summon its free-flying filth, spinning and tracking how disgusting. With his hands bound, Gao Tianxiang tossed his yellow hair again. My fire chicken is no longer the chick it used to be. Now address it with respect. Rank. Fire feather bird. Jiang Wuji, as his deskmate and roommate, was the first to tilt his head. Oh really? You've been hiding well. When did you advance? How come I didn't know? Gao Tianxiang pursed his lips. All thanks to your blessing, big bro. What do you mean? When did I bless you? Remember the day you were poisoned? You nearly blew my head off. I was scared out of my wits. Then my fire chicken got tense in the beast space. It let out a big one. The next day after that, it evolved. Bang! A chorus of exclamations. That works. Is that detox evolution? Third tier dung power, huh? Good. You'll go far. Sun Mingyuan was at a loss for words. 3 centuries of experience had no say in this class. Compared to these seasoned students, he at 300 was as naive as a child. Was there not a single orthodox beast tamer here? What kind of misfits were these? Big bro, watch out. As the words fell, Gao Tianxiang bounced like a mummy and the beast space beside him slowly opened. Jiang Wuji sidestepped, thrust his hand into the beast space, and yanked out little Zack. Come on, bro. A streak of flame shot forth, and the rank fire feather sparrow had already grown to half a meter in size, its wings spanning nearly a meter. Just as the crowd exclaimed at the drastic transformation of the fire chicken, a familiar voice rang out once more. Puff, puff, puff. The familiar stench began to assault everyone again. A classmate clad in expensive Armani immediately ducked under his desk, his expression gradually twisting in agony. Damn it. I knew it. Ugh. That smell. Gag. The surrounding classmates fell into chaos, but Jiang Wuji remained utterly serious. To leech points, one must have the right attitude. Every incoming attack must be completely endured. Forbidden path 1, beast binding chain. Body enhancement, hardening art. A chain shot forth, directly latching onto little Zark. Simultaneously, the defensive boost from the hardening art synchronized with the divine guard power channeled through the chain. Little Zark's belly swelled like a green balloon, its body coated in the azure barrier of the hardening art. Jiang Wuji swung the chain, wildly whipping it around. The breeze, stirred by the swing, carried the power of the triple-tiered stench, causing everyone to retch repeatedly. Dean Sun Mingyuan stood frozen at the podium, his face a mask of shock. Using the beast-binding chain to transmit the divine guard power required for the hardening art. Such a simple maneuver can conserve divine guard energy, while reducing the casting time of the hardening art. The key point was simultaneously activating 2 entirely different forbidden arts. How formidable must one's control be to achieve this? The most crucial point. The hardening art was something he had just taught. Jiang Wuji hadn't even practiced it. How on earth had he managed this? This kid was an absolute prodigy. Amazing young man. He'll take it. He'll take it. He'll take another. Upgrade points 1. Upgrade points 1. Upgrade points 1. Not enough. Not nearly enough. Gao Tianxiang roared. Fire chicken, use your skill. Blazing feather barrage. The fire feather sparrow's wings ignited, and a barrage of flame rays resembling fiery feathers shot forth, all striking little Zark's swollen belly. Upgrade points 1. Upgrade points 1. Upgrade points 1. Jiang Wuji grew increasingly excited and urged Gao Tianxiang to continue. Brother, give me more. Unexpectedly, after 2 consecutive attacks, Gao Tianxiang seemed drained, and even the rank fire feather sparrow appeared listless. Ah, phew. Brother, your hardening art is too intense, I can't go on. Jiang Wuji frowned. Hey, brother, why are you so quick to wear out? Are you faking it, or for real? Gao Tianxiang forcibly recalled the fire feather sparrow, his face turning pale. After catching his breath, he broke out in a call. I've been using divine guard power to help it evolve these past 2 days, and I'm still injured. I'm genuinely spent. Jiang Wuji immediately pulled a strength-boosting pill from his beast-taming space, unwrapped it, and shoved it into Gao Tianxiang's mouth. Munch munch. Big bro, what did you just feed me? It's pretty tasty and warm. Jiang Wuji smirked. A strength-boosting pill exclusive to the Imperial Treasure Pavilion members. 800 a box, 4 boxes per course. You deserve it. The pill instantly lost its flavor once it hit his mouth. It was way too expensive. What kind of family could afford that? Gao Tianxiang was about to spit it out when Jiang Wuji slapped it back down his throat. Gulp. Ugh, holy crap. Big bro, I have no money. I can't pay you back. Jiang Wuji shot him a disdainful sidelong glance. It's not that you have no money. You just don't want to repay. It's fine. Don't bother paying me back. Once you're healed, you can be my sparring partner again. Take this box. 1 pill a day, don't overdo it, or you might bleed out. Gao Tianxiang looked down at the pill box in his arms and was moved to tears of gratitude. Big bro, you're the best. Big bro, my hands are full. Help me put it in my pocket. I'm afraid Zhang Zihao will snatch it. Jiang Wuji, who had been hiding under the desk from the stench, immediately flipped the table. Bullshit. When did I ever steal anything from you? On the contrary, you disgust people every day and don't even pay compensation. Tui. Jiang Wuji was speechless. The guy was wearing a 5-figure Armani outfit. Would he really stoop to stealing a couple of measly pills? When it came to talented students in Class 11, Jiang Wuji might not rank high. But in terms of family wealth, he had every reason to be proud. An essay titled, "I Donated a Building to the Academy," once earned him the title of Outstanding Student. That essay was still posted on the contribution board. It's not scary when a rich person shows off, but what's scary is when they actually donate. As the son of a benefactor, even the old dean's son Mingyuan had to show some respect. The wealthy in this world weren't just rich. Without strength, they couldn't hold on to their wealth. Every major family that ranked high had formidable combat power. Families with mere wealth, but no strength, easily shattered, simply didn't exist. The Zhang family was one of the top clans in Lijiang, having made indelible contributions to the city's development. Jiang Wuji was the youngest of 9 children in this generation of the Zhang family, and also the weakest. His older siblings were all more talented and powerful than. With the average lifespan of 200 years in the beast-taming continent, he wouldn't even get a turn to inherit the family estate. Even if he did, it would be at least 800 or 900 years from now. By then, who knows if the Zhang family would still exist, but he would definitely be long gone. Thus, Jiang Wuji often joked that he was the legal heir destined never to end. As the two bickered, Jiang Wuji silently opened the Beginner's Beast Evolution Atlas. Current available upgrade points 6 based on the current traits of the E-rank Toxic Swamp Gel Beast. The following attributes can be enhanced: Strength 0, Endurance 0, Spirit 0, Toxicity 0, Toughness 1, Volume 1. Once the total attribute points exceed 100, an evolution point can be obtained. Evolution grants new mutated attributes. Current total attribute points 2. Having tasted the sweetness of boosting toughness, Jiang Wuji completely abandoned the principle of balanced enhancement. With his hardening art boosting Little Zark, there was no need for defense. Aggressively stacking attack power was the real value for money. Current available upgrade points 0. Based on the traits of the current E-grade Toxic Swamp Gel Beast, the following attributes can be upgraded. Strength 0, Endurance 0, Spirit 0, Toxicity 2, Toughness 3, Volume 3. Once the total attribute points exceed 100, an evolution point can be obtained. Evolution grants new mutated attributes. Current total attribute points 8. A surge of coolness welled up, and after a couple of shivers, Jiang Wuji rolled his eyes in sheer delight. What a relief. I'm damn stronger again. Watching Jiang Wuji sway his head, Dean's son Mingyuan thought he was having another episode. Without a word, he grabbed him and insisted on In son Mingyuan's view, Jiang Wuji's peculiarity wasn't just in his mind. His body was equally bizarre. For a novice beast tamer, even with the 3rd-tier divine control power, it should have been impossible for Jiang Wuji to instantly cast 2 external techniques, a feat that defied all logic. Outside the examination room, Jiang Wuji's 2 attending physicians wore awkward smiles. Dean, we've examined him thoroughly, and all his physical indicators are utterly unremarkable. If you insist something's off about him, it's only his brain. Right? Aside from his extraordinary mental strength, there's nothing special. Son Mingyuan paced the corridor with his hands clasped behind his back, his brows tightly knit enough to spark smoke. Impossible. Absolutely impossible. There must be something going on. The 2 physicians exchanged a glance and pursed their lips. Isn't it a good thing that our academy has produced a prodigy? Why does the dean look so worried? No idea. Son Mingyuan whirled around and flicked his sleeve. What do you know? The abilities this kid has displayed so far violate numerous fundamental principles. Awakened overnight, reached the 3rd tier within a month. It's one thing to have such powerful divine control, but his beast also mutated and advanced. Look at the mental boost his mutated beast gave him. Does that look like a novice student? If we let him continue like this, he'll become a grandmaster beast tamer before 20. Use your brains. Is that even human? When has our great Xia ever seen such a monstrous talent? And you dare call him ordinary? The 2 physicians tilted their heads. After all, grandmaster beast tamers were usually around 100 years old, with the youngest at 60. If Jiang Wuji reached grandmaster at 20. Holy shit. Is he even human? Hey, watch your language. Who are you calling inhuman? Jiang Wuji, while putting on his clothes, strolled out of the room. What's wrong with being a grandmaster at 20? Can't a young man be a grandmaster? A strong youth makes a strong nation. This shows our great Xia is destined to thrive. Who dares say no? The 3 at the door gasped. What imposing momentum. Son Mingyuan stroked his beard and clicked his tongue repeatedly. Well said, a strong youth makes a strong. This should become the motto of Lijiang Academy. Jiang Wuji grinned. All thanks to your excellent guidance, Dean. Don't forget to engrave my name at the bottom right corner and add a note on the contribution board. I erected a monument for the academy. I spoke for the academy. Sun Mingyuan's eyes gleamed brighter as if he had made a resolute decision. All right. I've never seen a student so ambitious. Since you dare say that I won't be afraid to take a risk. From today onward you are the face of Lijiang Academy. Jiang Wuji flicked the fringe off his forehead. With looks and talent like his, being a spokesperson was a flawless 360-degree handsome charm. Dean Gao Tianxiang from our class has solid photography skills. If we need an external photographer, why not hire a student for half the price? After all, teachers and students are one family. We shouldn't let benefits flow out. Sun Mingyuan laughed heartily. Good. You're full of clever ideas. Well, arrange everything when the researcher from the Beast Studies Department arrives. At the cafeteria, at noon. Jiang Wuji watched as the fire feather bird across from him stood on the stool, holding a sour cucumber in its beak and feeding Gao Tianxiang. A perfect image of a doting beast and its paralyzed human. Could humans and beasts in this world really be so heartwarming? Cheerful and carefree, Gao Tianxiang munched on the crisp sour cucumber and asked with a smack of his lips. Boss, what's this money-making gig you mentioned before? Gao Tianxiang's eyes darted. Who's the model? Jiang Wuji rolled his eyes. Who else? With this godlike face, who else can represent our Lijiang Academy? Is half the market rate, and we split it. Gao Tianxiang immediately straightened up, eyes burning with greed. How much? What's the split? The dean didn't say. Anyway, as usual, 50-50. Gao Tianxiang's eyes darted. Who's the model? Jiang Wuji rolled his eyes. Who else? With this godlike face, who else can represent our Lijiang? Gao Tianxiang understood. Right. Wait. Gao Tianxiang's eyes bulged, nearly bursting his bandages, and he leaned in to confirm. Boss, did you just say? You're representing Lijiang Academy. Are you sure it's for the academy? Jiang Wuji raised a hand to calm him. Keep it down. No need to be so shocked, right? You're acting like a shill. Anyone would think I paid you. Bang. Gao Tianxiang's bandages snapped clean off, and he clutched his head, rubbing. No. Boss. Are you this calm? Do you have any idea what being the academy's spokesperson means, eh? Jiang Wuji raised an eyebrow. Isn't it just using my looks for enrollment ads? And maybe some endorsement fees, develop some merchandise. What else could it be, eh? Gao Tianxiang slapped his face in despair. Boss, you're way too carefree. Being the academy's spokesperson isn't just about making money. You'll become a target. Those on the rankings will even come to challenge you. Jiang Wuji slammed the table. There's such a good thing. Holy moly. I was just thinking everyone's too friendly to start a fight. Great. Absolutely fantastic. Gao Tianxiang and his bird both jumped in shock. Was his boss having another episode? Did he eat another stimulating mushroom? Boss, are you okay? Jiang Wuji smirked. This was a golden opportunity for him to stir up. I'm fine. I've never been better. Hurry up and eat. We gotta get this done as soon as possible. Bring your camera, bird, and let's figure out how to shoot. After lunch, Gao Tianxiang strapped the camera onto the fire feather bird's head, biological stabilization. This was a technique the bird had mastered since youth, all because Gao Tianxiang was reluctant to replace his phone, making it a seasoned avian expert. Now transformed into a bird, a single flap of its wings, and it was aerial photography. Jiang Wuji, brimming with excitement, led Gao Tianxiang around the academy to scout locations, and coincidentally, they bumped into Zhang Zihao after his meal. Oh, what a coincidence. Planning to drop a new set of prints, Brother Qi. Then I'll order a set. How much? Jiang Wuji working as a model for photo shoots wasn't exactly a secret, and most people approved. After all, back then Jiang Wuji had no talent for beast taming. His only gift was that impeccably handsome face. To put it bluntly, it was his bread and butter. It would be unreasonable not to leverage his own strengths. Zhang Zihao, being the veritable tycoon of Class 11, had privately helped Jiang Wuji cover tuition fees, spending several thousand, all considered a charitable. But the transactions were all handled by Gao Tianxiang. Jiang Wuji just took the money and rarely asked questions. Hearing Zhang Zihao ask for a photo set face, he got goosebumps all over. Ugh, another gay dude. Sigh. It's all this irrepressible charm of mine, leaving a trail of admirers everywhere. With the shadow of Lu Qi's incident still lingering, Jiang Wuji forced himself to rationalize. Being handsome is not a crime, a love is noble. Male fans are fans too. One must learn to be inclusive. After all, they are VIPs. Thanks for the support, brother, but this photo set isn't personal. It's for the academy. Zhang Zihao had already pulled out a stack of cash, but froze at Jiang Wuji's words. The academy. Our Lijiang Academy. Yes, Dean's son said him too outstanding, and decided to have me represent Lijiang Academy. As for me, you know my living conditions, I couldn't turn down this gig. Zhang Zihao stood there, cash in hand, his eyes darting around. In the next moment, he decisively put the money away, swapped it for a checkbook, and scribbled away. Rip, I knew you'd achieve great things, Brother Qi. Hey, raise a 50,000 deposit, after it's done another 300,000. Let's collaborate, deal. The two stood dumbfounded, staring at the 50,000 check. Jiang Wuji tilted his head toward Gao Tianxiang. Brother Hao is so generous, throwing around tens of thousands. How much did you embezzle, huh? Gao Tianxiang was equally stunned. Bro, don't set me up. I have transaction records. Your total donation was 9800, and I split it evenly with Brother Qi. Now you're trying to frame me with a check. Am I the kind of person to bite the hand that feeds me, eh? Don't try to drive a wedge between me and my big brother. Zhang Zihao rolled his eyes. Stop annoying me with that petty cash, will you? If it weren't for maintaining Brother Qi's dignity as a man and our friendship as classmates, I'd have covered all his tuition fees with hundreds of thousands. Am I the kind of person who's short on money? 9800. Who are you trying to disgust? It was only then that Jiang Wuji caught on. So Zhang Zihao wasn't a gay guy after all, but a righteous man with a heart for the world. Magnificent. Truly magnificent. Stop. Jiang Wuji stepped forward to separate the bickering duo and said calmly, we're all brothers. No infighting. Come on, let's sit down and talk about how to collaborate. At the mention of collaboration, Zhang Zihao instantly shifted into the aura of a young lord from a wealthy family. Brother Qi, you might not realize the value of this endorsement. Let me put it this way, the academy rankings are trivial. What matters is that you'll represent Lijiang Academy in the National Beast-Taming Academy Tournament. That means you'll become a household name. In this little corner of Lijiang City, everyone knows each other and your influence is limited. But once you're exposed on a bigger platform with your looks and talent, I guarantee you'll be a massive hit. So our collaboration starts with your image packaging. This 350,000 is your fee for endorsing my clothing brand. From now on, Zhang Zihao will cover all your outfits. Jiang Wuji's eyes darted. Wasn't the Zhang family in real estate? Were they planning to enter the entertainment industry? Was he going to be the flagship? Is that Anima menswear brand under your umbrella? Zhang Zihao smirked proudly. Not only is it under me, but I even designed the styles myself. My beast-taming talent is mediocre, and the family business isn't mine to inherit. With nothing to do, starting a business was my only option. Jiang Wuji's lips twitched. Was this guy a prodigal son? Besides, oh, damn, this brand might as well be called WOW. It's like that car brand that had an SB logo. It could never take off. It wasn't even as good as Balino. Endorsing this clothing brand was just too embarrassing. Jiang Wuji sighed and patted the anima on Zhang Zihao. You call me Brother Qi, so we're brothers. I won't screw you over. If you trust me, let's rename this brand before it makes a name beyond Lijiang. Zhang Zihao frowned reluctant. Is there a name more catchy than this? Jiang Wuji sighed again. Catchy is for the masses, good for low-end brands, but not for high-end luxury. Luxury names can't be arbitrary, they need to be aspirational. Just hearing the name should evoke a sense of nobility. That's the most important attribute of luxury. Zhang Zihao was stunned into silence. Brilliant. Professional. But why did a financially struggling student know so much about luxury? Zhang Zihao shook off those useless thoughts and asked humbly like an elementary schooler, so what should we change it to, Brother Qi? Jiang Wuji raised his finger and poked Zhang Zihao's chest. You're a scion of Lijiang City. So the brand you created out of love. Call it Lijiang Aristocracy. From now on, everyone who buys from Lijiang Aristocracy will be contributing to public education in Daxia. They'll take pride in this charitable act, and you can continue helping those in need. I know you're genuinely donating, so I hope you can help more people like me. You could even invite members to establish the Lijiang Charity Foundation together, making Lijiang City and Daxiao a better place. Jiang Wuji's aura of universal compassion left Zhang Zihao in a daze. So those who have been through the rain truly know how to hold an umbrella for others. Compared to Brother Qi, his vision was too small. I'm convinced. Truly amazing. Well said, big brother. They'll change it tonight when I get home. Just then crisp applause sounded behind them, a pleasant female voice tinged with a hint of allure. What a noble speech, worthy of you, Jiang Wuji.